Alrighty, so I apologize for being late. I have an umpteen million number of appointments. I do want to give a shout out to my physical therapist this morning, though. He actually did what most of the physical therapists don't take the time to do. He did the dry needling in my shoulder. So that's why I'm running just a little bit late. I also had to go to the hospital and give blood again. A couple of years ago, they told me I was pre-diabetic. So I changed my diet, I changed my habits, I lost the weight. I'm still pre-diabetic. So pre-diabetic is like the worst spot to be in because there's not an awful lot they can do. It's kind of like either get yourself healthy or get sicker before we can help you. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's just a matter of trying to get everything knocked out. Also, today's going to be a little bit of everything. I can't believe the news. I really cannot. Good luck, Keto Helps. I cannot do keto. I'm not allowed to do keto anymore. The longest fast I'm allowed to do is about 14 hours. Ever since I was sick last April, they don't want me doing intermittent fasting over 14 hours. Because I went into full-blown ketosis for about 14 days. I couldn't put anything into me. That's why I ended up in the hospital. As soon as I would put liquid or food into me, I would throw it right back up. Yeah, I can't do the keto diet. It just doesn't work for me. I try to do it. I really do. But so my diet is very close to a keto diet. I just need a little bit more than 50 carbs a day. And 50 is the max on the keto diet. I just cannot, my body just shuts down. They were shocked. They had me doing the caveman diet. Just eggs and steak, eggs and steak, eggs and steak, eggs and protein, chicken. And my body's just like, no, man, where's the bread? I'm fortunate enough to have been under the care of a dietitian. The dietitian's like, yeah, your blood work sucks. Eat a fucking bagel. I'm like, thanks for that. My doctor makes me laugh. My doctor really, really, really makes me laugh. My doctor says to me, he's like, there's a lot of things we can try, but you might just be the type of Irish that stores fat to piss off the English. Oh, you're gonna starve us out again? Okay, I'm ready for this. And I was like, thanks, Dad. Hero bread. What is hero bread when it's at home? Hero bread. Oh yeah, I have heard of hero bread. It's low carb bread, and it's bread that's protein enriched. Yeah, I like it. It's an oddity. It's one of those things that tastes good. That doesn't, that it's one of those things that's good for you and it tastes good too. Man, it's hard to get carbs without getting sugar. It's so hard to get good healthy carbs without too much sugar. It's annoying. Like I love beets. I love vegetables. But you just can't get what you need. But I want to say it's funny to me watching people at the hospital, because I'm at the hospital so often, watching people be angry at the doctor when the doctor's just like, okay, well, what do you want me to do about it? Also, actually, I'm gonna start.
The best way to get out of autism.
I'm going to start with a video today, and I want to start with, this is why I don't think our country can be taken seriously anymore.
So why don't you just stop lecturing?
Oh, wait, hold on. It's not this one. It's this one. I'll get to the other one in a second. Our government system in America is absolutely pointless now. It's absolutely pointless.
$8 billion slush fund. And I think that's corruption. The American people think that's corruption. They want to know if you think that's corruption.
Okay. Number two, this goes right to the point of transparency. You're absolutely wrong about the way the money flows. It's pretty straightforward, and I'll share.
So I'm going to have to reclaim my time again because
well, then,
the
what
question
kind of
about
process is this? They get to ask questions and you don't get to answer?
It's my time. The question
I don't know
about
about you. When
corruption
is it my
really
time?
important.
So why am I here if I don't get to answer your questions or your defamatory statements?
I'm reclaiming my time,
Reclaim.
Mr.
I want
Chair.
you to, but I want to reclaim. Well, do I get time? Because you
is
make
my
these
time,
defamatory
Mr. Chair.
statements and no one can talk here.
If
This
you
is crazy.
can't call out corruption in this country, then how can you call it out in another
Well, I can't say
country?
anything because you won't let me speak.
That is the question. It is about credibility and your credibility. And your credibility meter is on empty right now.
See, these guys just get to talk and I don't get to answer?
Who determines the barrels of oil that get sold? How
But you
many
won't
of
let
them?
me
At
answer your
what
question.
price
I have an
does it
answer
get
for your
sold?
question.
Where is it going?
Oh, I get it.
will
They
let
have to
you.
use their time for me to answer
The
your
onus
question.
is on you to prove
joke.
that there is no corruption happening.
Well, how do I
That is
prove it if
your
you don't let me talk?
responsibility as the Secretary of State. And you know what? Normally we would have access to that data. That's the
You do.
transparency.
You just don't know where to
But you're
look.
not showing us any receipt. Well, then show us.
But
Do you
you won't.
commit? Do you commit to coming back here with whoever the person is who is monitoring the sales of the oil? Bring them before this committee.
Can I
Show
reclaim
the
my
receipts.
time?
Have the documentation. You don't have this time yet. I am talking about your credibility and evidence, not your talking points, because talking points are never a replacement for transparency
I agree,
and
but that's what you're saying. You're saying talking
And
points
we
without an
have not-
answer.
We are 5 months into this and no audits. Zero visibility into the
100%
contracts that are
false.
awarded.
100%
Zero
false.
Unfortunately,
transparency about where the
Representative
money
time
is
has expired.
going.
Representative Salazar is recognized.
Yes. And giving contracts with no transparency
Can I
is
borrow your
exactly
time
the
to
reason why
answer?
you shut down USAID. So practice what you preach. I yield my
Oh,
time.
she gets to scream now too?
Chairman,
Scream
can
and
we
shout.
take down her words?
I'll give you some time.
Okay, so this right here, this is why America is the laughing stock of the world. If I was the Secretary of State, if I was the Secretary of State, I'd have this in my coat pocket. And if a senator, a congressman, a representative started treating me like that, this is what I would do. I would just pop myself up. I would just take out my Kindle and I would just start reading. Are you paying attention to me? No, I stopped paying attention to you the moment that you asked me a question and you didn't allow me to answer it. Because you can compel me with a congressional subpoena to appear. You can't compel me to sit here and engage with you. You cannot force me to be yelled at. Now, first of all, should we have taken over Venezuela's oil? No, absolutely not. Venezuela is a sovereign nation. Venezuela is a sovereign nation. We did not have the legal right. We did not have the international backing. We did not have a declaration of war to go in there and grab their president and his wife and fly them to America and hold them in custody. We didn't have the right to do these things. So it doesn't matter one way, shape, form, or the other what is happening with the oil. Every single thing happening with the oil is illegal. Period. Dot. Point blank. Every single thing is irrelevant. How can the United States claim, like we used to be able to claim, the moral high road, the moral authority? This is how our politicians act. This is the other
$8
one.
billion.
This is the Ted Cruz one. This is how our politicians act towards each other.
So why don't you just stop lecturing the rest of us? Just because you think you are the smartest person in the world doesn't mean the rest of us agree to that, okay? Thank you.
Senator Hirono.
Boom. If I was the chairman of this committee, that congressperson, whatever the penalty book says I can do to that person, I would do, because that's unacceptable. That is a congressperson aiming for a TikTok soundbite. aiming for a 7-second reel. And then if luckily somebody put the whole thing up, let's see how it rolls out.
Senator,
I knew
Cruz.
Diane.
Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a moment ago, our colleague Senator Hirono said there's a lot more to say, and indeed she's right. And in fact, I want to go back to her comments. She began by saying we have a long history of racial discrimination in this country. That's undoubtedly correct. And then she said, quote, we had poll taxes, we had literacy tests, we even had tests of how many jelly beans are in a jar. Mr. Chamberlain, when Senator Hirono says we had poll taxes, I want to ask you who we is, and in particular, what party was it that implemented poll taxes in the South?
And I don't want to necessarily speak in every single case, but I'm pretty confident it was mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that put literacy tests in place in the South?
Same answer, mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that had tests like how many jelly beans are in a bottle?
The Democrats.
Tell me, what party were the founders of the Ku Klux Klan from?
I'm pretty sure that was the Democrats.
Indeed. In fact, Nathan Bedford Forrest, the founder of the Klan, was a delegate to the 1860 Democrat National Convention. What party wrote the Jim Crow laws in the South?
The Democrats.
And so on this side of the aisle were members of the Republican Party. Who was the first Republican president?
Abraham Lincoln.
The Republican Party was literally founded to oppose slavery. We came into existence because slavery was a grotesque evil, and it was President Lincoln, the first Republican president, who signed the Emancipation Proclamation, who won the Civil War, and that resulted in the freeing of the slaves and the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments.
Okay, I don't like Senator Cruz. I've never been a fan of Senator Cruz. But this right here has been a masterclass on how you get it done. If the Democrats are just going to continuously shout and yell and mock and belittle and degrade and demean, then just bring their history into the forefront. My chief complaint right now is that the Democratic Party under AOC and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, although Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren being the talking heads for children in poverty and children hunger and all that is comical to me because they're loaded. But the Democratic Party isn't designed to help blacks. It's not designed to help poor people. It's designed to keep Democratic leadership in power. It's designed for the Democrats to give access to government contracts, access to government funding, access to politicians, the same way that the Republican Party is designed to give access to federal contracts, access to federal money, access to Republican politicians.
By the way, fast forward to the Civil Rights era. Bull Connor, one of the most noxiously racist politicians. What party was he from?
He was a Democrat.
The Democrats, for the entire history of their party, have been a party based on racial discrimination. They affirmatively embrace it. They support it. Let me ask you, Mr. Grime, is discriminating based on race consistent with the United States Constitution?
No.
What does the 14th Amendment say about discrimination based on race?
It's prohibited.
What does the 15th Amendment say about discriminating based on race, and in particular drawing congressional lines and explicitly discriminating based on race?
It's prohibited.
Now, the Democrats are fond of telling this story that is, and I wish I could find a kinder way to say it, a flat-out lie. That without discriminating based on race, that no African Americans will be elected and no Hispanics will be elected. Indeed, there was one fellow online who was a vocal.
Okay, this whole idea, this gerrymandering of all these states, every single American should be pissed off about this. You should not, first of all, a county should never be divided into two. Down here where I'm at, St. Clair County and Madison County are divided due to gerrymandering. If you have a county and you have a representative, that representative should represent the entirety of the county. I don't see how there is any benefit to anything in representational democracy where a state congressman serving in Washington, D.C. can't help these people of this county because these 15 blocks have been cut off and put into another district. What I've said is, yeah, you got a population of 10 million, right? You have 10 congressmen. It would be nice if every congressman represented 1 million people. But we know that's not exactly how it's going to work. So divide it by counties. And then only every 10th year when the census comes out, do you look at your representational map and say, okay, we need to separate this county off of this because this county has grown so much, it's going to go down here. But the whole county is going to go down there. Now, a situation like Illinois, because I can speak intelligently on Illinois because I've lived here the majority of my adult life. Cook County is where Chicago is. The majority of Illinois' population in one city is Chicago. So maybe you have Chicago in Cook County. The city of Chicago gets a member of the House of Representatives to represent the city, and Cook County and whatever other Kane, Will, maybe whatever you're going to jam together, they get another representative. Now, yes, the representative from Cook County. So you got Chicago, right? So you're going to have Chicago right here. And then you're going to have the rest of Cook County around it. And I know it's not shaped like this, but just work with me. The city of Chicago gets their own individual congressman. And then Cook County and the surrounding areas get a congressman. Because now the people who live in the city know whose office they go to. And everybody else in the county knows who office they go to. If you look at Illinois, I think we have 5 congressmen are all a parcel of Chicago. The last time I checked, I believe it's 5. Why do we have 5 different congressmen representing Chicago? You should have 1 representing Chicago. Los Angeles would be 1. Atlanta would be 1, right? All the major cities would get 1. That way the mayor knows who their touch point is. It would work better. But this gerrymandering shit has got to go. You said you used to respect Bernie until I started doing my own research and listening blindly to what others said. Both parties are pretty shitty, but if I had a gun to my head, I'd vote Republican every day of the week. When I was poor, I would have voted Democrat. Now that I'm rich, I'd vote Republican. Because the Democrats want to take my money and pay for everything. The Republicans don't want to take my money and pay for anything. I believe that the federal government has grown too large to be properly managed. I believe that the federal government needs to start cutting things, and those things need to be returned to the states. And when some of the states say we won't be able to effectively manage those programs, that's okay. There's a recourse and a mechanism for when your state doesn't know what it's doing. People leave. Off topic, do I think Guild Wars 3 is going to be announced today? I think it's possible Guild Wars 3 would be announced today. But I don't think Guild Wars 3 dropping today would be a good time to do it because it's going to get lost in the news over the weekend. I truly do believe if they're going to announce Guild Wars 3, they should announce it on Monday. That way they're at the top, they're at the first push of all the media cycles for the whole week. No state should be too big to fail. I do agree with you on that. Let me look up something real quick. I just saw a thing where Illinois' new budget was $55.9 billion. Guild Wars 2 is your most played game of all time. Oh, I loved Guild Wars 2 when I gave it a fair chance. It's a great game. Great game. Illinois' budget is 56 billion. Okay. I think the big problem we have. Oh, you're fine. Today's just an all over the place day because I haven't had a chance to do show prep. I was at the hospital earlier this morning getting blood drawn. I had to have my shoulder needled. Yesterday I was at the car dealer, the car repair place all day. Day before that, I was at a doctor's appointment. I don't even fucking know. So the federal government has gotten too big. It needs to send stuff back to the states. The states have gotten too big. It needs to send stuff back to the county. I truly believe this. There is so much corruption in the American government system that we need to get it back to the lowest level so that we can find all the corruption and then rebuild it back up federally if we have to. A lot of people make the argument that if the states were in charge of it, people would be discriminated against. Got bad news for you. People are discriminated against every day of the week and twice on Sunday right now. It's not like we're lacking in discrimination. The thing is, if the state had more of its money, the county had more of its money, maybe people would be able to get something to eat. Also, although I'm devoutly Catholic, I'm devoutly pagan. Yes, you can be both at the same time. I think that churches should lose their tax-exempt status. I think churches that don't ever do any charitable good works in the area should pay taxes. You got these big-ass cathedrals, you're bringing in millions of dollars, tens of millions, some of them even hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tithing, but you're not paying any tax. Look, some churches are great. They do a fish fry every Friday. It's free. Come and get fed. Saturday morning is the food drive. They set up AANA. They set up domestic abuse survivor, domestic abuse victim recovery programs. Those are great. Do I think the House needs to be expanded again based on the population like it used to be? No, I think the House of Representatives needs to be contracted, to be completely honest. I think what needs to happen in America is that instead of there being 435 representatives, right? I think what needs to happen is the 17 most populated states need to have 3 members of the House of Representatives. The 17 in the middle get 2. The 17 lowest and the District of Washington each get 1. I think the problem is we have 435 members of the House of Representatives. That is too many fucking people. If you're really asking what I think needs to happen, we need to look back at Rome. We need to look back at feudal times, and we need to understand that we've developed a system that's too big because we were afraid of the systems. We don't need to have California being on its own. We need to have Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, and Nevada. Maybe not Nevada. Nevada might be better served somewhere else. But we need to create regions, right? You have a state, then we need to create regions or districts or whatever. And then there needs to be a leader above the governors between the federal government and the states. If we really wanted to lay it out better, America should be divided into the Pacific Northwest and California, the Southwest, the Midwest, the South, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. My average grade should not fall that group. The Northeast, because we have a lot of inefficiencies because we're duplicating a lot of efforts. But everybody wants to maintain the little fiefdom. There was a reason why when kings would conquer land far away from the kingdom, they would entrust that to somebody that they could trust to run it, because they really didn't give a shit about it, because they had their own problems at home. Well, if you got the right guy running it, it's going to be really profitable. Like, everybody gives Elon Musk all these accolades. Elon Musk isn't great at everything he does. What Elon Musk is really, really great at is leveraging the smartest people in the room. I think people are under the belief that Elon Musk believes he's the smartest guy in the room. I don't think he does. When I hear him speak, I can tell that he's prepared. He knows the material, but he leverages the smartest people in the world. He pays them, they come work for him. Like, he's about to take SpaceX into an IPO. I think if you buy into SpaceX, you're probably going to see a huge increase in your money.
Left-wing spokesperson who tweeted out, "If I'm advising anybody to run for president, they sure as hell better have a solution to how you make sure that it's not another 100 years before another black person can represent South Carolina." So that's a typical Democrat statement, that we cannot elect a black person in South Carolina without discriminating based on race. I want to ask you, Mr. Chamberlain, who is the junior senator from South Carolina right now?
That would be Tim Scott.
And, all right, I'll tell you what I said online. I said, hey, Grok, who is Tim Scott? And why do Democrats think he isn't black? And by the way, was Tim Scott elected because of a gerrymandered district drawn only to elect an African American?
No, he won statewide.
He won statewide. By the way, the Democrat position is you can only elect African Americans with a gerrymandered district. I will point out Burgess Owens, an African American, is elected in a majority white district in the state of Utah. He's a Republican. Byron Donalds, another African American, is elected in the majority white district in Florida. He is a Republican. John James, another African American, is elected in the majority white district in Michigan. He is a Republican. And my own congressman, Wesley Hunt, who represents me in the House of Representatives, he is elected in the majority white district. He is a Republican. And yet, in the Democrats' world,
what is wrong with our country? Why do we turn every single thing into race? It's not like, I don't like Senator Cruz, but I give the dog his due. He's quoting like legitimate statistics. If we're going straight by representation, there should be 13 black senators, right? Maybe 14, depending on how we want to chop the population. We have that. We have that representation. Why are the Democrats constantly saying we don't have the right level of representation? We do. We do have it. Now, I will be the first to admit there's only 5 black U.S. senators: Cory Booker, Tim Scott, Raphael Warnock, Angela also Brooks, and Lisa Rochester. I believe is the current makeup. But that does, so you're like, oh well, we're 8 short. We should have 8 more. Some of the races are white versus white. You can't say there needs to be 13 black senators if there weren't enough contenders, because some districts vote party ticket. There are some districts in America, you could have the cure to cancer, to making penises longer, to putting food on everybody's table, but you're a Republican and you're trying to run in a South Side of Chicago Democratic district, you're not winning. It doesn't matter. There are states, there are districts that haven't voted for the other party ever. Since the beginning of time, they voted either Republican or Democrat. That's not a racial issue. That's a party issue. You want a person of the other race? Have them run in the party and have them replace the incumbent of the party that this district always leans towards.
you're not black if you're not a liberal Democrat. There is an arrogance to African American voters. By the way, they also have that same arrogance to Hispanic voters. They say you're not Hispanic if you're not a liberal Democrat. Well, I'll tell you, I am proud to be the first Hispanic ever elected to represent the state of Texas. in the United States Senate. And Mr. Chamberlain, in my election in Texas, was I elected in a gerrymandered district that could only elect an Hispanic?
No, you were elected statewide.
Discrimination based on race is wrong.
Discrimination is wrong. Somewhere along the lines, political correctness got out of hand. I'm going to give you an example of political correctness. I walk into a doctor's office. I look Irish. I have a very Irish name. A question I get asked every single medical appointment I have, given the symptoms that I have, I get asked if I consume alcohol. Am I offended by that? No, I am not. Why? Because stereotypically Irish people consume alcohol. I would be more offended if I never got asked if I was consuming alcohol, if alcohol could be causing my symptoms. Stereotyping isn't bad. Stereotypes exist because, statistically speaking, the stereotype is more likely rather than less likely to be true. Discrimination based on stereotypes is wrong. My neighbor across the street, he's Mexican. He's very Mexican. His wife is white. His boys look Hispanic, almost Hispanic, Caucasian. I have heard some of our neighbors say the most vile and horrific shit about the guy across the street. And I've walked up to him, I said, what the fuck is your problem? He didn't buy the place because he's a landscaper. He bought the place because he's a retired E8 from the Marine Corps. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stereotypically, in this area, is it more likely rather than less likely that Hispanics moving into this subdivision are landscapers? Less likely. These are $300,000 to $350,000 homes. Landscapers aren't moving in. By the way, before anybody gets uppity, landscaping is incredibly lucrative. It's hard work. It's tiring work. It's backbreaking work. It pays the bills. We have got to stop political correctness because political correctness is what's killing our country. Irish people like the sauce. Yeah. Identity politics is their favorite way to pander to minorities. Yeah, they're pandering to the minorities. They are saying to you what you want to hear, knowing full well they have no intention of following through with anything else. There's a reason. I agree. There's a reason. Look, doesn't make you bet. Nothing wrong with landscapers. Nothing wrong with landscapers. I don't mow my own lawn. I pay a landscaper. He happens to be white.
Final question. The Democrats are now clutching their pearls that seats drawn to elect liberal Democrats in the South are going to go away. You may get black Republicans instead. Indeed, in Tennessee, they're freaking out that a liberal white guy who's a Democrat is likely going to lose his seat to an African-American woman who's a Republican, and they say that's horrible racial oppression. My final question is this. If you look nationwide, which party has egregiously abused gerrymandering for decades? Both parties are guilty of it, but who has been the worst offender? And in particular, take New England. Take Massachusetts, take Connecticut, take Rhode Island, take Maine, take Vermont, take New Hampshire. How many Republicans are elected from all of New England in the House of Representatives?
I think the answer to that is zero.
Zero. They've drawn every district in a naked gerrymander, and yet they're very upset that their illegal pursuit of power has now been stopped by the Supreme Court that is enforcing the Constitution and prohibiting the racial gerrymandering and discrimination their party is built on.
Mr.
Senator
Chairman,
Padilla.
Mr. Chairman, part of personal privilege.
Sure.
I feel personally aggrieved to sit here and to be lectured by my colleague from Texas. And this reminds me of the time when he was first elected to the Senate, and the Judiciary Committee had a hearing on gun safety, and he felt a need to lecture Dianne Feinstein, who was a leader on gun safety legislation, and he took that opportunity to lecture Dianne Feinstein about gun safety and her leadership on the issue. And she said to him something along the lines of, I did not sit here on this committee for however many years she did, only to be lectured by you. And that is how I feel. So why don't you just stop lecturing the rest of us? Just because you think you are the smartest person in the world doesn't mean the rest of us agree to that, okay? Thank you.
Senator Hirono,
Senator,
I knew
Senator,
Dianne Feinstein. I served with Dianne Feinstein, and you're not Dianne Feinstein.
All right, Senator Padilla, we're done. Senator.
That right there. I feel personally aggrieved. Who gives a fuck if you feel personally aggrieved? You're not there to have your ego stroked. You're there to represent the people that elected you. And what Ted Cruz just did there was put on a fucking masterclass of the talking points. He didn't say the Republicans don't do this, because we would all then be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Yes, the Republicans do gerrymandering as well. But why is it that nobody comes, like, I think maybe, what is it, the hair? Why is it nobody listens to the simple suggestion, hey, look, we're done redrawing districts. We're going to redraw the districts in 2030, and the districts can only be drawn by moving around counties. You can include any number of counties for the seats, but you have to get the seats have to be proportional, with exception, the exception being the inclusion of major metropolises. So again, Cook County is probably going to have 2 representatives, one for the city of Chicago, one for the rest of Cook County and whatever the counties you attached. Atlanta, LA, New York, like New York City, right? I think, with off the top of my head, New York City would probably need 2 representatives, uptown and downtown, because it's so much of the population. But none of this bullshit drawing lines, none of this bullshit where we have states that draw like this nonsense. Where is it?
And let's bring in editorial director of the nonprofit newsroom VoteBeat.
Nobody asked you. So like this right here, I don't want to take any speeches from any Congress people seriously until one of them turn around and they say, this shit is wrong. This shit is wrong. Look at how they have the districting. Why the fuck do you have the district? I know why they have the districting like this. Oops, wrong one. I know why they have the districting like this up here, right? Because this is North Texas. Other than Wichita Falls, Texas, up in the north of it, there ain't much up there, right? But you notice around Dallas, look at how broken and fragmented they have it. Texas has deliberately surrounded the metropolis with Republican districts. So they're giving up 7 seats to ensure they get the rest. Well, I have not done a lot of research into gerrymandering, but up until recently it was the Democrats. It was both. Both parties do it. Both parties do it. Trump administration auctions oil. What the fuck? God, I want a new president. I want a president that isn't. I want a president with an IQ above room temperature. The Trump administration is holding its latest lease sale in Alaska on Friday in a test for investors and environmentalists as the auction compromises tracks in the coastal plain Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. The Bureau of Land Management is holding the oil and gas lease sale today after last year the Trump administration removed legislation protections from the Biden presidency. So we're going to drill for more oil in Alaska, even though we don't need to drill for more oil in this country, because we don't have the refining capability to refine the oil that we drill for. So we're gonna fuck up Alaska to drill for oil to sell it to other countries. because our refining capability, we haven't built more refining capability. This is why people that believe Donald Trump are dumb. We've never had a good president, and you're 39 years old. So, realistically speaking, Bill Clinton was a good president. If he had paid the dry cleaning bill, Bill's presidency would have been a lot stronger. W's presidency, you can't really fault W's presidency too much, because W got 9 months of presidency and then war. Obama's presidency, if I take the Affordable Care Act out entirely out of Obama's presidency wasn't bad. But the Affordable Care Act, I think, was the start of the end of the prosperity of America. The Affordable Care Act didn't help anybody. It helped a handful of people in the very short term, and it fucked up the whole system for everybody else. Like, for example, I have 3 federal health insurance programs. Most people wait weeks around here to get a CT. I saw my doctor on Wednesday. The hospital called me today to schedule my CT. My CT's on Monday. The ladies, they all always tell me the truth. The scheduling ladies, they're like, oh yeah, you're always going to get in first. You got that TRICARE for life. We're going to get paid within 30 days. We're always going to figure out a way to fit you in. Your doctor's office shouldn't have appointment slots for faster paying insurances. The Affordable Care Act did a lot more than bring healthcare to poor people. If you really wanted to give healthcare to poor people, it'd be real simple. Poor people go to the hospital, they get treated, they leave, they don't get a bill. If you really wanted to provide healthcare, you would provide healthcare to Americans the same way we provide healthcare to people in foreign countries with the US military. You would go into an area, you would set up a military hospital, you would bring the local community in, have them follow lines, the same way we do for foreign nationals. When we go in to win hearts and minds, and we're going to give them all physicals and inoculations and check their teeth and check their eyes and check their hearing, all that shit, you could do that in America right now. We could deploy field hospitals. You could service thousands of people a day. But I don't think we've had a great statesman. So I think Obama is a statesman by proxy and by competition. Because if you compare Bush, Clinton, W, Obama, Biden, Trump, yeah, Obama looks like a statesman. I think our last statesman-like president was Reagan. I think the last doer of getting shit fixed was FDR. I don't think we're ever going to have another president that has the right idea like FDR had. FDR wanted to solve a lot of problems. They didn't let him. I think I want to give people pride back. You're on unemployment. Get up in the morning, go to the unemployment office, fill out forms, fill out applications. And then they should just have classes going on all day. And that's what you do. You sit there and you take classes. 2 reasons. Number 1, they need these skills. They need remedial education. They need to learn what terms mean. How many of you work in a position where you know people that don't know how to fill out their W-4? And we need to hit more prisoners with sweat equity. Yes. Yes, we do. Prison needs to be a place where they don't want to come back for. Do you know how many times a year people will call me Yeah, most people don't know how to fill out this form. This is your W-4 form. Are you single or married filing separately, married filing jointly, or qualifying surviving spouse? Do only one of the following. Multiple jobs or spouse works. Multiple jobs or spouse works. Use the estimator. Use the multiple jobs worksheet. If there are only 2 jobs total, you may check this box. Do the same on the form for the other job. This option is generally more accurate than step 2B. If your total income will be 200,000 or less, multiply. Most people don't know this. I hear people all the time say, I fill out my W-4 with zero exemptions, so I get all of my money. Or, I'm sorry, I fill out my W-4 with more exemptions than I have, so I get all of my money every week. But that's why you have a fucking tax bill every spring. You don't want to owe. You don't want to be owed. Your goal is if you have to owe a couple of bucks, that's what you want. If you're getting $4,000 back every April when you do your taxes, change your W-4. Because, and I say this to people and they get the deer in the headlights look like they don't know what I'm talking about. You get $4,000 back every April. I know lots of people. My wife was like this. So in January, you gave the government $333 that they got to keep for 12 months at 0% interest. Now, I know right now, interest rates suck. But if you just threw this into a basic savings account, this would generate $13.32 in interest for the year. Now you times that, you'd have to break out the math because that 13 gets lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. The problem is people are like, oh, I use that as my savings account. You want to give the government your money for a whole year and have them not pay you? You're looking at a couple extra $100 in interest. It's only a couple of $100. Bitch, you're poor. I'm sorry you're poor. That's why you're poor. Trump ballroom. I'm so tired of hearing about this fucking... Oh my God. You got to be fucking kidding me. Can we please get this guy? Okay, so taxpayer ballroom donors awarded $50 billion in taxpayer-funded contracts in the last 6 months. More than half of corporate donors to President's Pet Project have recently received new or improved government deals for services. More than half of the 27 publicly identified donors to President Donald Trump have been awarded new or expanded federal contracts. 14 of the donors saw their government business grow in the first 6 months. Okay. The defense giant Lockheed Martin, which has received approximately $43.8 billion in new or enhanced government business since autumn. You guys don't have to believe me when I say this. You can choose to believe me or you can choose to not. You cannot award a military contract to a friend, to a donor, period. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. It does not happen that way. That is not how it works. When I was the deputy director of technical assistance, a friend of a guy who worked at the Pentagon, the friend got the appointment with me because he was a friend of not my boss, but my boss's lateral. So here's my boss. Here's me, here's the friend. So this vendor comes in, and he comes to me. This guy called him. He called him, and he called me and said, give this guy a meeting. And I was like, but I'm not even sourcing that piece of technology at the moment. He's like, yeah, but you're gonna be. I said, yeah, I'm gonna be. So I'm like, but I don't have the bid sheet ready. I don't have the spec sheet ready. I'm not done with the TO yet. Like, we'll take the meeting. Okay, I'll take the meeting. I don't play that fucking nepotism game, by the way. So the guy comes in, he's got a particle counter. And I said, okay, does it work? And he's got his setup and he's got his own fuel sample. I said, no, I have my own. And he kind of gets this deer in the headlights look with me. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I have my own fuel sample. And that right there, he's like, well, I can't really run yours. I said, well, if you can't run mine, then this meeting's over. Because I don't know what that is, but I know what this is. So run this. If your particle counter works, run mine. I had 2 jars. Said, run this one. He runs it. He gives me a number. I said, now run this one. And he gives me a number. I said, you might want to take that back to the engineers. It doesn't work for shit. I said, because here's the particle counts for these 2 cans. I said, I know these particle counts because I ran them myself. He's like, well, I'm just trying to get some information about what? Well, what spec? And I'm not giving you any of that. He's like, well, Bob said you'd be, I don't know why Bob told you that. I would never give you an early look at the spec sheet. That would be wrong. It would be immoral. It would be unfair. And in fact, I have to log this conversation now that you've asked me for it. So when I do go bidding for a particle counter, it's going to be logged that you set up this meeting. And this guy flipped his shit. This guy flipped his shit to the point where I had to pick up the phone and call for security forces. I'm like, yeah, I need you at my building, like on the double, because this guy's losing his mind. He's screaming at me. Well, Bob calls me direct and is like, what'd you do to my guy? I had your guy run 2 fuel samples. He was off by hundreds of parts per million. Hundreds. Well, I was really hoping that you'd kind of give him like the inside look at, yeah, I don't do that shit. It is so hard for any one person to direct award anything because when you release this bid sheet, right? Everything is worth points. As the points get tabulated, whoever has the best score gets the contract. I mean, we're in the middle of a war, so is it surprising Lockheed Martin got new contracts regardless of a donation? They're the largest contract manufacturer for the DoD, are they not? They are one of the largest. You've got Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Halliburton, Halverson, I think those are the 4 top ones. Oh, General Electric would be your number 5. What I don't understand is how no bid contracts are legal. No bid contracts aren't necessarily legal. Some no bid contracts are because it's such a nibble on the apple. Shit's got to get done. I don't have time to source this. I don't have time. I need it done, but I don't have 180 days to properly post the contract. I've worked with this company in the past. I've worked with this company in the past, and I've worked with this company in the past. I shoot them all emails and I say, hey, you guys have done this process for me in the past. I need this process done again. Are you able to do it? I'm going back to a previous vendor. That's where a no bid contract is legal. I know what the cost should be. I know what I'm willing to pay. I tell them, can you do this for this amount of money? They say yes, they get the job. If I had bid it, the dollar amount would have probably been lower because they're each going to come in at final and best to beat out the other guys. But I don't have time. I don't have time to dick around because remember, when I'm bidding out government stuff, there are regulated timetables of how long they get. Also, when I do a no bid contract, I have to open that up to everybody who has access to the system. Well, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is wrong. But what I am saying is there are an awful lot of companies that specifically recruit Black, female veterans who are disabled to be a single majority owner of the company, but they're not the majority owner. Notice the word I threw in there, the single majority owner. So there's a lot of people that own a piece of this company But the female black disabled veteran owns 11% of the company. Nobody else owns more than 11. So she is the majority single owner. Not the majority owner, but the majority single owner. So she gets like 20 points on the contract. I'm sorry, this isn't a fucking job application. Who owns your company has absolutely no fucking bearing in their ability to do the job, to perform the service, to provide the good. That's the shit that I'm talking about. This no bid contract shit's got to go away. I agree with you. We have got to have fucking we got to have oversight. Also, we're talking about the ballroom a little bit. What I also want to know is, let's see who else. Other contributors who have reported not received new deals: Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Caterpillar, T-Mobile, Booz Allen Hamilton. That makes sense. That makes sense. This makes sense because they're a shipping solution. This makes sense because they're all of our computers. This makes sense. No, it doesn't. I'd have to dig in to know why Google got one. Caterpillar, yeah, we buy Dirt Boy equipment. Looking back, 19 of the 27 corporations concerned have received a combined $338 billion in government contracts over the last 5.5 years. Yeah, that's what happens. There are companies that specifically specialize in catering to the government because government money is the best kind of money. The government further notes that 16 of the companies on the published donor list have previously been accused of wrongdoing by federal agencies and faced enforcement actions, which in some cases have been suspended. Okay, I'm going to take a real quick break, but I want you to focus on this right here. I'll be right back. All right, so the organization notes that 16 of the companies on the published donor list have previously been accused of wrongdoing by federal agencies and faced enforcement actions, which in some cases have been suspended. So here's the problem with this big overarching idea of a statement like that. If you look at any company that does business with the government long enough, you will always find wrongdoing. You will find things that are done wrong, processed wrong, filed wrong. It just happens. It's kind of like I've said in the past. If a cop is driving behind you for 5 minutes, even the best drivers in the world will have committed multiple traffic infractions that the police officer could have pulled you over for. Failure to leave enough space from the car in front of you, aka tailgating. Failure to properly use your turn indicator. You're not supposed to turn your turn indicator on until there's no right-hand turn or no left-hand turn that you can make. So if you got like 5 driveways in a row, people start turning on their turn so that the people behind them don't hit them. But the truth is you're supposed to turn on your turn indicator after the 4th one before the 5th one. It's in the rules of the road. Otherwise, the person doesn't know when you're turning. Yeah, the ATF can raid every gun shop in the U.S., and I promise you they'll find a filing error and shut them down if they wanted to. Yes, absolutely. Selling off firearms, that form is so fucking complicated. Like, for example, one part of the form asks for your middle initial. The other part of the form asks for your middle name. Your signature has to match your printed name. Your printed name has to have your full middle name. How many gun shop owners would have not the full middle name? A lot of them. It's against the rules. But what do they check the signature against? Your driver's license. What's on your driver's license? Most people have signed their middle initial. There's tons of things every single day that people do wrong. Absolutely. I think what we need to talk about is, why is the president building a part of the White House with privately donated funds? That shouldn't have happened. The White House shouldn't have been demoed without congressional approval. And then the individuals, if they were going to pay for it, could have put the money into a managed fund. But they're not supposed to be. It's insanity what he's doing to the gardens as well. Okay, so I don't want negative karma on my soul, so I never wish ill on anybody. But it would be really great if Donald Trump and J.D. Vance suddenly were no longer around and Mike Johnson was elevated to the office of president. I don't want J.D. Vance to be president. I think he would make things worse. I think Donald Trump is going to be the reason why this country falls into rebellion. Yeah, he literally cut down all the trees. He's a fucking idiot. We got people that can't buy a sandwich. We have people that are unable to buy a sandwich. But we're worried about having a UFC fight on the front lawn of the White House. Literally, what the fuck is going on in our country? It doesn't work anymore. His art got approved for construction today. He's also having a promenade built. Yeah, Donald Trump cares. Donald Trump thinks he's an emperor. Donald Trump thinks he's an emperor, and what we're stuck with is all this nonsense for the rest of time. What we're gonna be stuck with.
So why don't you just stop?
Let's see. Cops don't know traffic laws, so we good. That's also true. This made me laugh so much. This is how much? 70K, but you wrote 30K there, so you saw it. Look, I love the fact that the person wrote 70K. This is more and more and more what we're running into in society. How much? That's my stupid question fee, right? How much? 70K, but you wrote 30. Oh, so you did see it. That one made me smile.
The person you are right now is the person you would have felt safe with as a kid.
You might be on to something.
The person you are right now is the person you would have felt safe with as a kid. I'm sorry. The person I am right now would have scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I think more people need to get down with some real psychology and stop with all the fluffy. The person I am right now would have thrown child me out the window. Also true. Yes, right? Jordan Peterson, I know, is not everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people don't like Jordan Peterson. That's fine. You don't have to like him. I'm not asking you to like him. I'm not asking you to like all of his philosophies, all of his views. But Jordan Peterson said, a harmless man is not a good man. A dangerous man is a good man because he has the capability of violence, but he has it under control. I got asked a question about the Disney thing. A couple of months ago, Disney dad was being held by one guy while another guy beat the shit out of his 14-year-old kid. My wife asked me, what would I do in that situation? I was making a steak. I looked at her. She told me the story. I said, I'd be in jail. You're gonna have to let go of me at some point. You're not gonna be able to hold me forever. Let me just expound on this a little bit. If you're the one holding me while your friend or your brother or whoever he was kicks the shit out of my kid, you may be able to physically overpower me right now, today. But when security gets here and the cops get here, they're gonna make you let me go. And there's gonna be too many of them around right now for me to handle this properly. But you're gonna be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your fucking life, which isn't gonna be very long. I promise you that piece of it. Because you're the one that stopped me from saving my kid. Your death is going to be painful. Yours is not going to be quick or pleasant, and you're not going to be able to be viewed in an open casket. They probably aren't going to find all of your pieces. If we can just put a level of severity on how fucking sinister I am going to fuck your world up. But it's gonna, if you're holding me while you're beating the shit out of my kid, I don't think there's too many people on the planet that are going to be able to hold me if you're kicking the shit out of my kid. Because I'm going to bite, I'm going to scratch, I'm going to gouge your eyes out, I'm going to kick you in the balls, I'm going to break your fucking shin, I'm going to stomp on your foot. I am going to do whatever I need to do to get out of your grasp. Once I get you down, I'm going to go kick the shit out of him, then I'm going to come back, I'm going to beat your fucking skull into the pavement. Because you're just a shit human being. You needed to watch as your family member beat the shit out of a 14-year-old kid. Oh no, we're done with that. There will be only one courtroom case for that. Just so we're clear. You think Dexter Morgan is a fucking wicked individual? You think John Kramer from Saw is sadistic? Oh, they got nothing on me. This society that we have right now. You didn't hear about the Disney thing? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. On January 1st, deputies responded to a report of physical fight at Walt Disney World. The incident was at the ferry platform and involved an adult male striking a 14-year-old. According to a sworn statement, Andrew and his 14-year-old son were standing by the ferry when they physically pushed by Christopher, so a female in the group was using a mobility scooter could pass. A verbal dispute followed. Andrew stated Christopher's brother Jesse then became involved, restraining him, preventing him from intervening. While Andrew was being held back, Christopher allegedly began punching Matthew, a 14-year-old minor. Witnesses reported that Christopher continued striking the juvenile and ultimately threw him to the ground as Andrew struggled to break free. During the altercation, Jesse admitted to punching Andrew in the face while continuing to strike him. Andrew stated he wished to pursue charges against Christopher for battery on his minor son. He declined to press charges against Jesse at that time. Okay, so let me just clarify for you. I wouldn't need to press charges because you don't press charges against corpses. I think that that's the society we need to get back to. And I know some people would disagree. Like, I've been seeing this big thing lately with people saying, if you're telling your kid when they go to school, if somebody else starts the fight, they finish it, you're part of the problem. Nah, bitch, your kid's the problem. My kids are told, my nephews are told, my children are told, my grandkids will be told, you do not throw the first punch, but by God, you throw the last one. I can get you medical treatment. I can't bring you back from the dead. It's the same thing I teach my kids, my family, my nieces, nephews with domestic violence. The moment your domestic violence radar pings, get the fuck out of there. If he won't let you leave or she won't let you leave by whatever means are necessary, get out. For the girls, I say, what I say is, I can bail you out of jail. I can't bring you back to life. It's zero tolerance, so even if you don't fight back, don't both get suspended? Sometimes, yes. Well, two wrongs don't make a right, but a left hook makes a point. Hey, it's funny you say that. That's the same shit my dad said, except his was a left jab. Also, if you're restraining someone so your family member can beat up on a child, you're also just as trash and deserve the boot. Yep. The question that was asked is the bunker under the ballroom less expensive than the ballroom itself? I get that you don't need to trump up a ballroom, but mostly it's just to cover for what's going under, no? Well, my understanding of the bunker underneath the ballroom is that if we're going to have all these dignitaries in the ballroom, right now, if you guys aren't aware of this, you can watch the movie Olympus Has Fallen, and it's a great example of why nobody goes into the bunker except the president and certain American personnel. You can have the whole cabinet at the White House, but there's only a couple of members of the cabinet that go into the bunker. Right now, if the White House is under attack, yeah, the ballroom bunker exists. They just have to update it. They need to renovate it. A lot of shit exists in the White House that's been dilapidated. We're not talking about the president's bunker. That's not what they're trying to renovate. They're trying to renovate a bunker because the president and key personnel go into one, and they don't really have a good one for the other key personnel to go into. They're updating it. They're modernizing it. They're renovating it. Can we just be realistic for a moment? The only threat to the White House is legitimately a nuclear weapon, and a bunker ain't gonna save you. That's why I always used to laugh. I used to laugh in the military. A lot of people in the military, they do their mop dance, suit and boot and mask and gloves, and they'd be all like, yeah, we put on this, and they'd always be telling you in the class, oh yeah, you don your Seaburny gear so that you continue to do the mission, and then we'll come and get you. No, the fuck you won't. And I used to laugh at it. No, the fuck you ain't gonna come and get me, because you're not gonna come and get us, right? You're not gonna come and get us, because that means you have to contaminate more people to come and get us, which I know you're not gonna do. Second of all, most people in a combat environment in a Seaburny suit are going to die because most people are only gonna have access to, at most, one canteen of water. If there's really a chemical or biological threat, so like pretend this is a canteen. It's filled up to about here right now. This is all the water I have left to survive on. The moment I take the top off of the canteen to fill it, chances are whatever in the air I'm putting into the water that I'm going to drink. When you ask those questions at Seaburny School, they politely pull you out in the hallway and they tell you, stop asking these questions. Because they know that you get it. They know that you know. You know that they know that you know. Now shut up and just get your certificate. The bunkers are mostly just funny memes now. Joyriders going by and going pew pew at the places as you cruise by. But the truth is, if stuff goes World War III on us, the president is supposed to be held in place for a close threat. But if it's like nukes, he has to leave and get on a plane. Yeah, if it's a nuke, he gets on a plane. If there is a credible nuclear threat, the president gets airborne. Because you can't really hit a jumbo jet with a nuclear weapon. You were taught the opposite. Strike first and hard. The problem with strike first and hard is that strike first and hard makes you the aggressor. Didn't a 1970s school desk? Oh yeah. This Generation X disaster kit 4-in-1: earthquake, tornado, hurricane, and nuclear bomb shelter. No lowball offers. I know what I have. That always used to make me laugh. Like, in the event of a hurricane, get under your desk. In the event of a nuclear bomb. What? And for those of you that aren't Generation Xers, Yes, we had nuclear bomb drills. Yeah, C. Bernie is just, well, no, C. Bernie is there to teach you how to get into your suit to continue doing the mission. I read that a watchdog organization, yeah, the watchdog organization found all these donations, but the watchdog organization is completely full of shit because Lockheed Martin got a huge amount of the money, but Lockheed Martin is going to get contracts anyway. Oh no, Lockheed Martin got 43.8 billion. We're at war, motherfuckers. Okay. Honestly, it was just to keep the kids in the building. Yep, that's what it was. It was to keep the kids in the building. This one makes me laugh. Pentagon likely to cancel missile deal with Germany. Over fears that it's going to antagonize Russia. The decision is a part of a broad American retrenchment from NATO alliance. The Pentagon is expected to cancel a plan to send Tomahawk missiles to Germany, partly because officials are concerned Russia will view it as an escalation. No, the Pentagon is saying that, but the truth is we don't have Tomahawk missiles to send them. This is your standard C. Bernie suit. Chemical, biological, radiation, nuclear. So, not like this one. Not like the yellow, not like this one. Not like a CDC hazmat suit. Gas mask, outer coverings, gloves, boot covers. That way, you can keep doing your job, and then, in theory, be deconned. These suits are a different type of suit. The ones that have the respirator on them are different types of suits. Just like a lot of people think in movies, when military people, you'll see them, they'll be in standard military gear, and somebody will open a gas canister and they'll throw it, and everybody will be like, put on your masks. That would be your other mask that you're not carrying, because your C. Bernie mask isn't a gas mask. It's called a gas mask, but the filter you have on it doesn't filter for gas grenades. You're not even able to provide Ukraine with the equipment they've already purchased. Right, we're not. Just wait till they start awarding full money to replace the Minuteman systems for ICBMs. Estimates are starting to push 150 to 200 billion. Let me say this. I would not replace the Minuteman system. I would get rid of about 2,000 nukes. 1 second. A long time ago in a land far away, somebody thought that the idea of mutually assured destruction would stop everybody from war. As we can see, Russia doesn't give a shit about the MAD doctrine. Russia invades the Ukraine. We don't do anything against Ukraine because we're afraid that Russia will use nukes. Well, why do we have enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet 6 times over? I think 1 time over. Any nuclear arsenal built up will go to submarine-based launch anyways. It'll go to 3. You'll never go to full. You'll never go to full one way, shape, or the other, because you want to have triple redundancy. If you put all of the nuclear arsenal in submarines, you'd be giving all of the nuclear arsenal to the Navy, which could be compromised. You'll always have ground-based missiles, bomber-based missiles, bomber-based nuclear bombs, and submarine-based nuclear bombs. Nuclear-tipped missiles. I don't think we need as many as we have. I think it's stupid. I think it's a waste of money. If you can destroy the planet twice over, I think that's more than sufficient. Let Russia and China continue to have hundreds, thousands of warheads. Let's just get down to a reasonable number of about 500. In reality, if 500 nuclear weapons were detonated on the planet at one time, the planet's fucked anyway. So you can't use that many at all anyway. Remember, radiation doesn't... People are under the belief that radiation stays. And I hate when they do this example because it makes my head hurt. So here's your nuclear warhead detonation point. And you draw your Pac-Man around it. And 50 miles around that, everything's dead. Everything's dead. From the thermonuclear part of the blast. Right? And then in concentric circles, for 10-mile circles, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. This is 100% death rate. And then 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. And then at the 50 point, it's not 40, 30, 20, 10. It dissipates. But that's not to say that that fallout doesn't go into places that fucks you up later. It gets into the water. It gets into the, like when Chernobyl went critical, it threw radiation into the atmosphere. That's, yeah, radiation from Chernobyl circled around to the Orkney Islands in Scotland, and then it rained into the grass. The sheep and the goats ate the grass, and then their milk, you could detect radiation in their milk. So all those herds had to be slaughtered. Well, Chernobyl is nowhere near the fucking Orkney Islands in Scotland, but it's the way radiation doesn't behave. I saw you ask a question. If I could make any military gear real from video games or movies like Mass Effect, Halo, or something else, what would it be? If I could make any military technology, if you're limiting me to military technology, it would be the Type 5 phaser from Star Trek Voyager. Mainly because I think it would be a great way to stun people who are pissing you off. I also think from tabletop games, the Coalition from Rifts and their mega damage capacity, armor, and weapons. But if I had my true wish, we wouldn't have militaries on the planet anymore. I would like to see us put money into literacy and music and art and medicine and medical research. This country spends, and I'm not saying that our military is a bad thing, because it gives a lot of people a path that they wouldn't normally have. But it sure would be nice if we could get rid of one nuclear missile and all the cost of maintaining that nuclear missile and feed kids. Yeah, infrastructure. Also, I drove to Florida last year. I drove to Florida twice last year, in June and July. And Florida had miles and miles and miles of road ripped up. And it sucked. And then I drove down like 2 weeks ago. And I was like waiting until I got to the where this sucks part. It was done. Miles and miles and miles of infrastructure was done. Why? Because Florida needs that shit done. Because they need tourists to be able to get into Florida via car and via plane. Meanwhile, my state has the same 60 miles of the I-57 torn up. Now, as a logistician, who the fuck approves 60 miles of road to be ripped up at the same time? You can only conceivably, reliably work on about 10 to 15 miles of road at a time at max. Now, I understand if they're doing like a big drainage project, but You don't need to do all 60 miles of the drainage project at one time. What they did is they did it that way so that they can bill the state for extra money. Because the larger a project is, the more likely the overrun is, the more expensive the overrun is. Try doing that in the Carolinas. Your national animal is the construction cone. Oh yeah, I like the Carolinas. I do love this. I love what the Carolinas have done. I love North Carolina especially. It's so sexy. We know our traffic is bad, so we put all of our money into express lanes that we charge you out the ass for. We deliberately make the other side worse so that people go in the express lanes. How about you fix the fucking road, man? Okay. Oh shit, hold on. I had to look for something. Yeah, it's still there. Okay.
The person you are.
The person you are right now is the person you would have felt safe with as a child. Nope. I love the older millennial. This guy has some really shit takes, some really good states, or some really good takes.
So this comment was left on a video where I criticized the fact that the majority of high schoolers in a particular black high school can't fucking read. And Seth here commented, is a comic book is high school level? Thank you for proving.
Is a comic book is high school level? About 3rd grade sentence structure. But it's just social media, Jay. People don't use proper grammar on social media. Well, they should. Yes, the person is someone I would feel safe with. I've always been kind to people even as a kid. That's good. I'm glad. That's good that we have people like that. Let's see.
So this comment was left.
What else did I pull down? And I do apologize. I've just been sick and at appointments. Oh yeah, this one. I'm going to offend some people here, right? I'm going to offend some people here, but you can't deny the logic.
If I identified as black, would you affirm me in that and call me black?
No.
Why not?
Because you're not black.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I said I was a man and I said I identify as a man, would you accept that and affirm me in that?
Gotcha, bitch.
Look, this country has like 5 major wars going on right now, and I don't mean the physical kind. I mean the social kind. We've got abortion. We've got illegal immigration. We've got racism. And I don't even understand where we are anymore. And I'm saying this seriously. I don't understand where we're going with Pride Month anymore. I'm not trying to diminish anybody. Black History Month, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Armed Forces Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, the 4th of July, Lincoln and Washington's birthday, President's Day. Why is our society tearing itself apart over things that nobody even understands anymore? I don't. People are mad about Pride Month. Why do we even have a Pride Month? I could understand why we have a Pride Month when gays, lesbians don't have access to equal rights, marriage, insurance affordability, and they're advocating. They're on their civil rights movement. I get that. They have that. In order to have a Pride Month, there should be an agenda. I'm against the idea of Black History Month. Morgan Freeman taught me so, and he's black, and he said Black history is American history. I think good history teachers incorporate blacks, whites, all the relevant, all the important people of every time frame. I think it's ridiculous as a history teacher that you want me to stop teaching on the first day of February and focus only on Black history in 1 month. You want to derail all of my curriculum because you want me to highlight all of Black American history in 1 month of the year. But then you're going to be offended when you're sitting in my class and I don't talk about the impact of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. And you're going to say, well, Mr. J, you didn't talk about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. And it's the administrator. I said, yeah, I did 3 days on her in February. Well, why didn't you talk about it when you were, because I already covered it. You see the problem with derailing my curriculum in February to focus on these things? Like, I understand that you want me to get to the point where I talk about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and you want me to focus on, you want me to focus on some things. I would like to be able to get to, I would like to be able to get to the modern era, but the average curriculum in high school is U.S. history and European history. Can I just be completely honest? With our country now celebrating 250 years old, we don't have to spend a whole year on European history anymore. We should have U.S. history parts 1 and 2. The first part of U.S. history should be European history, so we understand why America was created. Would I be okay with a Black History Day or a Pride Day? Yes, I would. 1 day. 1 day. Because then you have Cinco de Mayo, you have St. Patrick's Day, you have Casimir Pulaski Day, you have Black History Day, right? Which, by the way, just so we're clear, right? And just so we're clear, we have Black History Month and Juneteenth and Martin Luther King Day. If I was black, I think I might be offended by that. And here's why. You give me a month, you celebrate one of our leaders, and you gave us this other day. And it's all fucking disjointed. That's not incorporating you into the country. That's fucking head pats. I don't think Come On Bunny wants fucking head pats. I think we need to teach people the honest to God truth about slavery, all the ugly parts, so that everybody shuts the fuck up. Yeah, identities are the tools of division. If you're ever in Memphis, check out the Civil Rights Museum on MLK Day. Pretty awesome. I've seen the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, but not around MLK. Here. What is the first division we teach kids? Does anybody know? Because it's kind of an interesting one. What's the first division we teach children? Come on, this is kind of where boy or girl? Boy, girl, or adult child? Boys and girls. Mom and dad. Mom and dad. Mom and dad. Family, no, not family and others. Yes, family and strangers. But the first real division we teach children is boy and girl. Why? God of Ping. That was me yesterday playing Once Human at 479. That was God of Ping. And I mean this is a very serious question. Why? Yeah, history. Why do we teach children and put them into boy groups and girl groups? Boys were only counted, correct. Sorry, any Mexicans or Spanish speakers. Your language is completely designed that, and tell me I'm wrong, One male, use the male verb. One female, use the female verb. Right? 99 females plus one male, use the male verb. You will never end division as long as Spanish, and I know there's other languages that do this. I just don't know those languages. You will never be able to break down the first division we create of people if, break, your language is gendered. Your phone died, did you miss something? Yeah, you missed a lot. Sorry. Genetic roles and primitive instinct. There are technically no genetic roles. There are gender roles. There are gender roles, but there's no genetic roles. Everything that people do, there are some things that genetically make more sense. Men are more akin to doing physical labor because men produce testosterone, which allows them to produce more muscle mass. And as I've talked about, the reason why women sometimes look at men when a man gets a cold, it's a very interesting phenomenon. When a man gets a cold, you might see a man laying in bed of a common cold, and he looks like he's fucking dying. The bigger the man, the bulkier the man, the harder he gets taken down by the cold. The more testosterone he produces, the more his estrogen, because both male and female produce testosterone and estrogen. The bigger the male, the bulkier the male, the stronger the male, the less estrogen in his system. The less estrogen in his system, the more testosterone in his system, the more his immune system is suppressed. So a common cold can be painful for him. Cold, shakes, muscle ache, fever. Meanwhile, a woman with a high amount of estrogen, and the female body is designed to protect the parasite. The female body can starve off a cold that would floor a man. This is by design. This is by genetic design. This is by biological, biochemical design. But people don't know that. We separate boys and girls for modesty reasons. Why? This is kind of like a radical concept. Thinking about this on my 16-hour drive down to Orlando. Why is porn? What about men who are on steroids and bodybuilders? The cold would destroy them. It'll make them sick, yeah. Because just the amount of testosterone, and it's not everybody, but that's why they get the fever, the muscle ache, the achy, the I feel like crap, the I'm worn down, because their immune system is suppressed because of the lack of estrogen and the overpresence of testosterone. Especially then those guys that start in all the injectables. Cool, great. You look jacked and tan, but you're fucking up your biochemistry. What I was thinking about is, why is porn so relevant in America? I'm driving. For those of you that have ever driven across America, what do you start seeing? What's the purpose of this nerf to men? Because men are supposed to do the physical labor. Men are supposed to be the hunters. Men are supposed to go kill the mammoth and bring the mammoth back to the cave. Women are supposed to collect the grain and the berries just outside the mouth of the cave, right? But yeah, the whole way down, all I see is the lion's den, adult stripper, club risque, we bear all, truck parking and back. And I got thinking to myself, why is everybody so caught up with porn? And I've been talking to people, like, you know, I've been asking people, men, how old were you when you saw your first pair of tits? These 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm calling all my friends from the old neighborhood, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for us, it was no big deal. Maybe it's because where we're from, we skinny dipped with the girls until they started puberty. And then their moms would tell them, hey, you can't swim with the boys down by the lake anymore. You can swim at the pool with a bathing suit on. This topic could go deep into chakras and Maslow hierarchy of need. You're right, it could. But the problem is, we create the problem, and then we're mad about the problem. We created the problem, and now we're mad about the problem. Not you specifically, but society is mad about OnlyFans girls, and strip clubs, and titty bars, and Twin Peaks, and Hooters, and the third restaurant. There's 3 of them that are all together. Like, people are mad about it. Why? I don't get it. I think and gambling, and yet they make it, oh, well, yeah, you love boobs. To be fair, modern media has absolutely hypersexualized everything. Right. Modern media has hypersexualized everything. And so, women are mad that men have expectations because it's what sells. It's what sells because we create that stigma when kids are 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I think it's because people don't meet any in person anymore. Guys are having trouble dating and maybe afraid to approach, so porn is a safe way to see nudity. I'm gonna counter with, I think there is a social breakdown in society. We did this before I was on vacation. We did the what are your dating profile specifics, and then what percentage of people of the opposite sex fit your numbers. 80% of women are competing for 20% of men. Because what is it?
I identified.
What is it that women want? And we get the women want 6 foot or taller, rich, single, no kids, and rich, 6 figures. Right? This is no more than 20% of men. 80% of women say they want this. 80% of women say that that's what they want. Well, I got bad news for you. It's only 20% of you can. Only 20% of you can get taken care of. I think that our society has gone fucking sideways. And guys get burned, and then guys aren't re-entering the dating pool. I talked to a guy after one of the shows. He PM'd me, and he said, "Hey, I was talking about the Spicy Ranch out in Nevada," and he said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna let you know I go to the Spicy Ranch 4 times a year." I said, "Okay." He's like, "I just go out there. I get laid 4 times a year. It's enough for me. It costs me less than it would cost to have a girlfriend." Go shit, man. Go do you. He's like, "I have no shame about it." He's like, "I like the girl that I see. We're compatible. It's a nice night when I go out there." He's like, "But I don't have to put up with all the other bullshit." The whole look at this dude. Hold on. What are you doing? Yeah, 14% of men are 6 feet tall or taller. I counted the 5'11 guys. The 5'11 and a halves. The whole look at this dude or you're being weird or the general record shame trope for guys did not help. In society where men and women alike are showing that they're becoming more prone to mental problems and you are shaming people for being socially awkward or bad at talking to women. Right. And the problem is, I'm going to blame women here for a second. Women are the reason why men don't know how to talk to women. In high school, girls are absolutely fucking brutal and nasty to anybody but like the top 5% of the pyramid. Absolutely brutal and nasty. How the fuck do you if adolescence is the time for growth and practicing social skills? Why? First of all, let's, since this is an academic environment, let's cut all the fucking pretenses for a second. The cheerleader, who is the popular girl, she's really good at sucking dicks. Because she's done a lot of that. She's been with a lot of guys, and she's really good at that. But she got nothing on the fucking nerdy girl in the back of class with the Coke bottle glasses, who wears the cardigan sweater. Because she's a freak when she's not in school, and she's gonna suck the chrome off a trailer hitch. So if you've got young guys in your life, tell them to stop going after the popular girl and go make the pass. Go make passes at the girls in glasses, because they're a different type of freak. Just get them off the leash. You're gonna be happy. But this is what's wrong with our society. It's all fucking ass backwards. Parents aren't even aware of what their kids are doing. Fucking high school might as well be the Lord of the Flies. Well, the worst that you can do today is say no. It's post you on social media and flame you. Right. Absolutely. Guys don't want... I think unless there's been a crime committed, everybody needs to be taught social grace and decorum. Unless a crime has been committed, a threat has been made, or an unsolicited dick pic has been sent, you should pay people the courtesy of talking to them in a text message, and it stays private. I mean, if you look at the guys women go for, and have you seen who look better, then you get rejected, you feel like, what chance do I have? It's demoralizing. You're right. You are absolutely right. I'm gonna see if I can pull up this Twitter comment I made the other day, because it made somebody laugh, and that's my job, to be a clown and make people laugh. Let's see. Replies. This is what we have in the world. Let me see if I can find it. Where the fuck is it? She delete it? Okay, so this is what Twitter has become, right? This is what Twitter has become. And this is what's wrong with our society. She posts this. Am I fuckable? Okay. Everyone is fuckable. The question you need to be asking is, are you fuckable in a room with the lights on? And are you fuckable after someone sees the inside of your medicine cabinet? Clint Wood, mic drop answer. The other person says 100%. Look, women are spending way too much money, way too much time, way too much energy, resources. Look, it's like I try to explain to women when they're trying to get back into the dating pool after their divorce. What you look like, okay? adolescent psychology. First of all, it's only Lexapro, right? First of all, psychology and adolescent psychology, all aside. Woman's married for 17 years, gets divorced. She's now 37, and she's worried about if she's fuckable. Your fuckability has nothing to do with why you're not getting, like, interest. You have 3 kids. You take, right? So what you have right here is you're a 47-year-old woman with 3 kids. You take this as your dating pool, and you throw that out, and this is what you're left with. You're left with a very narrow sliver of what's left in the dating pool. And that's that shit they don't want to hear. Women are like, where are the good men in their 40s? The good men in their 40s are either one, at home with their wives and their kids, or number 2, they're at home with their dog because they're divorced and they say, never again. Not doing that shit again. Dating sites ruin many women because 10 to 20% of the chads get most of the ladies and often date down to get laid as much as possible, creating many bitter ladies who then state will not settle and end up hating most men. Right. It's like, I have a friend, she's getting divorced. Yeah, if she has 3 kids with 3 dads, her only options are stupid guys. I had to tell a client that once. I had a client, very beautiful young lady, now that I'm not her provider anymore. Very beautiful young lady, very beautiful leg tattoo, very beautiful arm tattoo. She had a good career. She was in the DV diversion class because she had somebody with a crutch. She did a one-on-one session with me because she needed life advice. And she says, I don't know what to do. I said, do with what? She said, I have 3 kids from 3 dads. I said, okay. She's like, most men aren't interested in me. Yeah, most men don't want to be a janitor. Most men don't want to be a handyman. Most men don't want to sign up. Like, if your situation was a little different, right? You have 3 kids from one dad and he died. The middle dad died. That's how she ended up with the 3rd guy. If you have 3 kids from one dad and he dies, yeah, men want to build a life. They do not want to repair yours. Men do not want to be the water to the Just Add Water family. And that's what women aren't getting. So I saw somebody say, women talk in circles, men talk in straight lines. Women are still, in the year 2026, women are still playing the hard to get bullshit after we've had 2 decades of no means no. Go up to a girl in a bar. Now, obviously, I don't, right? I don't go up to a girl in a bar. Guy goes up to a girl in a bar, says, hey, how you doing? I have a boyfriend. Cool. He's going to grab his drink. He's going to go elsewhere. Her friend's going to say to her, he's pretty cute. Why didn't you talk to him? Oh, I'm playing hard to get. He'll be back. Not in the year 2026, he won't. No, he will not. Because he's been beaten over the head for the last 20 years. No means no. You shouldn't want the guy to come. If the guy comes back after you've said no, that should be a giant ass red flag, and you shouldn't want nothing to do with that anyway. Guys, people make fun of this stupid, cheesy pickup lines from the 90s. Nice shoes, wanna fuck? Guys are gonna tell you, hey, it's getting kind of close to last call. You wanna come back to my place for pizza and sex? What, you don't like pizza? You're still at the bar, girl. You've been looking at every guy all night as they all walk out the bar. You're here and it's 10 minutes to 2. Look, if you came out to get laid, I'm your last chance, right? This is it. I don't know how to explain it to society. Men know what they're getting when they go to the bar to pick up a girl. Men are going to the bar to pick up a fuck toy for the evening. They're going to a place where fuck toys graze. They're taking a fuck toy home with them, and they're going to bring it back to the grazing yard. They're not keeping it. It's catch and release, which is a really disturbing image right now. I'm sorry I put that in any of your heads, but this is a catch and release stream. We went to the bar, we got a bite, we reeled it in, we took our picture, we threw it. It's another disturbing picture. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. We threw it back in the pond. Women are going to the fucking bar looking for Mr. Right. Men are going to the bar looking for Miss Right Now. You kiss your fish and you dump it back in the water. Oh, that's even worse, man. We gotta get the fuck out of these innuendos, these double entendres. We're drowning. But see, that's where society has gone sideways. And nobody is gonna be, all these women on all these shows, like the whatever podcast, like they represent, like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. We are in a very dire strait. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I am off all of my meds right now. So apparently on Twitch, if you vomit uncontrollably, it's a TOS violation. I get to go back on my meds hopefully next week. If you've ever heard the country song Austin, it's like she calls his number, she hears the answering machine, and it's like, if it's Friday night, I'm bowling. And first thing Saturday, if it don't rain, I'm headed out to the lake and I'll be gone all weekend long. So I'll call you back when I get home on Sunday afternoon. And P.S. if this is Austin, I still love you. That was his answering machine message. Those days are gone. Those days are gone because, and I'm not trying to blame either sex, but those days are gone because, number one, women ruin that by mistreating the guy who's gonna pine away for her, but also by the food chain not being a very good food chain. Women want to hunt outside of their range, and men can easily hunt down. Women get mad, and I every time I see the fucking meme, I want to save it, but it's like a girl's face, and she's got this like really lustful face, and it says, yeah, the way a woman looks at the guy who says he's got a 1997 Honda Civic, 4 kids from 4 moms, job with no benefits, part-time work, and he lives in his mom's basement, and she all looks like she's gonna jump his bones. Good women will look for how you treat other people. Right. Good women aren't looking for men in a fucking nightclub or a bar. Like, can we all just be honest for a second? If I cut my hair, you know, if I put some decent looking clothes on, I got a couple of days of sleep and I didn't look like the Crypt Keeper, I could probably slide into the club and not be immediately identified as the old man in the club. If I went to the club today, everyone's gonna look at me and be like, oh shit, there he is. That's the old guy in the club, the guy that doesn't belong here. I'm not going to the club to look for anything other than Club Bunny. That's it. If I go to the club, I'm looking for a Club Bunny. I'm not looking for the mother of my children. I'm not looking for somebody to make a home with. What happened to Destiny is the perfect example. She dumped him for a bum. Right. Women are more influential to men than they realize. Women are more influential to men than they realize. In the good ways and the bad ways. I saw it. I see it my whole life. The guy's a scrub. The guy's a buster. But he's getting laid all the time. What I was always taught by my father, by my uncles, by my older brothers, if I go to the club and within 15 minutes, I have you out of the club on the way back to my place, that means every time you go to the club or the bar, within 15 minutes, you're walking out on your way to somebody's place. Which means I'm not just having sex with you, I'm having sex with everybody you've had sex with and everybody they've had sex with. That's why I liked to get there early, have something to eat, watch the first round of Skank leave the club, and see who's left. I like to go for the one that has the glasses and the sweater, who looks uncomfortable, who doesn't want to be in the bar. I like to go up to the one in the bar that's reading the book. Hey, what's up? They kind of give you this weird look. Can I help you? Yeah. I'm just interested in what you're reading, because it's not very common that you see somebody reading in a bar. It's a conversation starter. Now you got to kind of be like a little intelligent. Like, what are you reading? Oh, interesting. Works even better if you can pull your own book out of your back pocket. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the reader in my group of friends as well. That might go somewhere. Let's see. What else did I download?
Ooh, you know she didn't like this.
You don't believe in systemic racism. What is your definition of systemic racism?
Let me answer the question this way. And one of the reasons why I'm on the show is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception. I will tell you that if my life is the exception, I can't imagine.
But it is.
But it's not, actually. It's
been 114 years.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is we've had an African-American president, African-American vice president. We've had 2 African-Americans to be secretaries of the state. In my home city, the police chief is an African-American who's now running for mayor. The head of the highway patrol for South Carolina is an African-American.
Still
in
exceptions.
In 1975, there was about 15% employment in the African-American community. For the first time in the history of the country, it's under 5%.
40% homelessness.
And 50%
of African-Americans.
50% of the folks in our community.
Get 13% of the population.
You have a chance to ask the question. I know that I've watched you on the show that you like people to be deferential and respectful, so I'm going to do the
That
same
is
thing.
true.
Like, how long are we going to keep up the... How long are we going to keep up the bullshit? Can we just ask the question?
I'm gonna wake them up with this one.
You think we have the same opportunity as everybody else, as black people?
Yeah, 100%.
With a 200-year economic head start on us?
You don't have nothing to do with that.
Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of generational trauma, generational wealth? How can you build something when my people come from nothing? I come from South Memphis.
And I come from South 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We are behind.
Some people are behind. We're not behind. Why? Because we make positive decisions. You can have a full deck of great cards and you play them poorly, you won't make it in life. You can have a bad hand. You play them strategically and you play them right, you'll do good in life. America is the only place.
They proportionately
Who is they? Are you saying white people? Brother, you in the same situation as all these white people and you play the victim.
Am I?
What's your GPA now?
3.6.
Brother, what's holding you back then?
That's the point. Everybody doesn't have a 3.6.
Did you just get a 3.6 because you woke up one day? You studied, didn't you? If you study, you work hard, you play the cards that you're dealt properly, you will be successful.
I don't know why we're stuck on this bullshit, right? We're stuck on this bullshit where, okay, great. What here? You name me president. You name me king of America for 10 years to fix all the shit. The first thing I'll do is say, yes, this country has a horrific systemic racism past. Great. What am I going to do about it? I'm not going to do a fucking thing about it. I'm not going to do reparations. I'm not going to issue an apology. Why? Because I'm Irish. Not my fault. I didn't fucking do it. I think that what people do is everybody sees their story. They see their story and they see their lot in life as the worst lot in life you can have. But they don't ever want to talk about the reverse side of racism. And until we can get people to, it doesn't matter what the topic is. I'm willing to listen to anybody's perspective. Right? I'm willing to listen to anybody's perspective on any topic. As long as it's a genuine, authentic perspective on the topic. Did this country start in slavery? Yes. But what's the true story of the slavery? White Europeans didn't go into mainland Africa, catch people, and bring them to America. And if you believe that's how the triangle slave trade worked, the transatlantic slave trade worked, then I can't have a conversation because that's not how it worked. Europeans did business with black markets on the coast of Africa, on the west coast of Africa. They pulled up into port and they bought slaves for tobacco and sugar and gunpowder and spices and gold and silver and whatever those people needed. I'm not saying it makes it any better. I'm saying it's an important part of the story. It's the part of the story that conveniently gets removed. Yeah, other tribes sold their enemies. Right. It's a convenient piece that gets left out of the main history textbooks because it distorts a narrative. If you've been held in slavery at some point in your life, let me know. I will have a completely different conversation with you and what you're owed and what you're entitled. But when half of the places in America are poverty-stricken after the end of slavery, I don't think slavery in those areas impacted the development of those places. I think that you can talk about the South, but guess what? I tell this story, I don't know if she's still there because I haven't been down there in 12 years, 13 years. Very nice, wonderful black woman. I just called her grandma because that's what she told me to call her. She ran a restaurant out of her house, right? So I walked in. I got introduced to the place when I was in OTS. I went there when I was in Air and Space Basic course, when I was in Escape and Evasion after capture, and when I was in Squadron Officer School. Every time I went down there, I went to her house, and one day I went in. I was the only white guy in the place. I walked in. I was just in jeans and a t-shirt because I never went there in uniform. I'm in jeans and a t-shirt. I walk in to get breakfast. It's all black people. So I don't know what somebody said from the other room. They said some ignorant shit. And grandma came out from behind the counter and she lost her fucking damn mind. And she said, "Don't you have anything negative to say about my white grandson? He comes and visits me every time he's down here." And the guy got up, walked across, he put his hand out, he shook my hand, he apologized. He's like, "I shouldn't have said that." No problem. We're not gonna have a problem in grandma's house. I'm just here for some pancakes because she makes the best pancakes. She's the woman who taught me how to make pancakes in bacon grease because I didn't know how to do it. The nice crispy edges. And one day I said to her, I was just down there, I was like, "I don't know how to make these." He's like, "Come on back in the kitchen, I'll show you." Cool, thank you. Right? I don't see people's race. I see people. I think if everybody just stopped with the bullshit and saw people as people, we would be better off. Europeans had insanely high mortality rate due to malaria. Yes, they did. Only the poor blacks are behind. The interesting thing, though, is even if you make it out and into a gated community, some white people still look at you suspiciously, even though you wouldn't be there if you didn't have our stuff together. Come on, buddy. I 100% agree with you. 1,000,000% agree with you. 1,000,000% agree with you. Yeah, color of skin is just the difference in development of melanin due to the environment. Right. You're in the middle. Racism still exists and is an issue, yes. There's still systemic racism. But at the same time, sometimes it's not racism holding you back, it's yourself. but denying their racism issue is being blind. I saw a post the other day of black people graduating college to be doctors, yet the comment had a lot of racist comments. A lot of white supremacy came out during this presidency. People are comfortable being racist now. I 100% agree with you. And here's where it has to stop, right? Black people cannot stop white people from being racist. White people have to stop white people from being racist. Black people have to stop black people from being racist. I don't tolerate racist bullshit. As you've heard me say over the 9 years I've been a streamer, I don't have time to be racist because I'm too busy hating stupid people. If God showed up and said, I give you one wish, get rid of the lower half of the fucking bell curve in intelligence. He'd be like, my son, that would mean getting rid of 4 billion people. Go for it. Roll it. Spin the wheel, Dad. Let's get rid of 4 billion people. Let's try again. I don't have time to hate people based on the color of their skin because I don't have time to put people in little boxes. Look, if you're below average intelligence, I want you out the door. But yes, I agree. When you have a white supremacist, racist president, it allows racists to be comfortable. Many don't remember the Irish were considered lower and less valuable than blacks historically. Yeah. Irish and Chinese were actually, at the very beginning, worse off, were considered less valuable than blacks because they were indentured servants, not slaves, so they were more of a pain in the ass. No Irish and Italians, please. No Irish need apply. The racism is interpersonal, not systemic. The problem is when the racist individuals get into position of power. I agree with you there. I absolutely agree. Racists, you could have a completely fixed infrastructure and one racist gets involved and then it destroys a system. Racism is not a big issue in the US today. The media would love you to believe otherwise. No, racism is a huge issue in America today. Racism is a huge issue, but people don't understand the racism because it's only covered by the mainstream media, and the mainstream media wants to do two things and two things only. Tell you who's to blame for it and make you afraid of it. Because telling you who's to blame for it and making you afraid of it is how they sell advertising and column inches. It's why you tune in tomorrow. It's why you don't change the channel. It's why CNN caters to one demographic, Fox News caters to the other demographic, and MSNBC News tries to pick up all the people that don't like either. We have a major issue in racism in this country today. But we have a huge problem in racism, but only half of it is discrimination. The other half of it is reverse discrimination. I tell the story about my nephew. My nephew, good kid, but he's got a condition. It's called white. My nephew screwed up when he was a college student. He didn't know what he wanted to do in life. He went pre-med, but he didn't declare pre-med as his major, so he wasn't sitting in a feeder seat. When he graduated with his pre-med biology degree, he applied to a bunch of medical schools. He couldn't get in because he's white. Because they've already filled their white quota with filler seats. So he kicked around for a lot of years, becoming a radiography tech, doing extra coursework. And finally, he said, fuck it, I'm going to join the Air Force because they have a medical school program that I qualify for. Racism is about quotas. If you have a quota that X number of seats go to a group because of race, creed, color, religion, nationality, disability, whatever, that's fucking racism. Unless it's disability, then that's discrimination. We should be in a meritocracy. Those that are the best at something are the ones that get the seats at medical school. If we have 200 seats, then the 200 best candidates are the ones that get in. You should not have candidate number 279 getting into the 200th seat because they're black and you need to have one more black student. Because that's fucking racism. And that's the type of systemic racism that builds hatred. Because students number 200 through 278 know damn well why they didn't get in. They didn't get in because they're white. Now, what goes hand in hand with that meritocracy is that you look at a situation, you had 200 seats, and 195 out of the 200 are white. Well, now you got to look at all the black applicants, figure out what colleges they came from, what high schools they came from, why aren't they prepared? And we need to trace the money back, the problems back, where the money needs to go to fix their schools, to fix their communities. That's the thing. People want the problem fixed today. You don't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Affirmative action in a nutshell. Right. Affirmative action is the worst form of fixing racism. Affirmative action is the same as the minimum wage. It's the same as the age of consent. The minimum wage is a number drawn in the sand, knowing that the employer would pay you less if they could. The age of consent is dirty pervert men going younger if they could. Affirmative action quotas, you would admit less black people or less Mexicans if you could. If we didn't slap you with a federal fine, your number would be 0. Racism, we covered that one. The Cyrus and Chow case is a perfect example. Cyrus ran away and Chow chased him with a gun. If Cyrus shot him, it would have been self-defense, not the other way around. Yeah, that when you get 130 yards from your store, that's not self-defense anymore. I'm not going to say that there's never a time and a place to chase somebody a little bit, because I don't want to build, I'm not a Sith and I don't want to build absolutes. Like, for example, you're in my house, you have a gun, I chase you out of my house with a gun. I'm going to see, I'm smart enough to not leave the threshold of my door, because number one, I'm going to use the door as cover, the door frame as cover. But if you're just going as far as the parked car in front of my house, we're not resolved yet. We're not resolved yet. You could still fire at me from behind the car. If you're taking off down the block, we're resolved. I'm calling the police. I chased you out. Give a description. Let the cops do their work. As someone who grew up in the Southern mixing pot, the most racist things I saw were literally black people who would openly kick out other blacks for not being black enough, or Latinos hating other Latinos, or Asians being Asian. Because I swear to God, Asians be wild sometimes. They hate us all, even each other. I am not educated enough on the... I am not educated enough on Asian politics, but I will say I know enough to know there is a hierarchy among Asians. I don't know more than that. I don't know more than they hate each other. Like Japanese and Chinese hate each other because of World War II. I get that. Like Koreans kind of hate everybody. They kind of want to be left alone. They don't want to be fucked with. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Beyond that, I don't have a problem with anybody because I like Asian food, so I don't start shit. I know the difference between sushi and egg rolls. I agree with discrimination when it comes down to jobs and stuff. I was talking more down the lines of people being racist to each other. Most people are not spewing racist garbage. I would disagree with you that most people are not spewing out racist garbage. I would only disagree with you. I would say it's probably not a statistical majority, but the significant minority that's doing it they spew out enough racism to make up in bulk. I would agree. I would agree with you, though. It wasn't slavery that set black people back. It was the crack pandemic and the private prison industry. Also, lack of investing in our own areas once integration started. The mass incarceration of black men and black women relying on the government to help raise their kids is what caused the black issues we have today. That is very much so. Now, I saw somebody say, bro, what? Freed slave had to start with literally zero with no assets to pass on to their children, no business loans, no opportunity. Try coming up with generational wealth from that. I'm going to stop you. Let me, I do want to address the point. Let me grab this one. Because I'm going to skip it, and I'm still trying to program how to do that. You said free slaves had to start with literally zero. The counter pushback I'm going to give to that is most of the European immigrants that set off the boat also started with zero. As has been talked about, yes, it is absolutely true that blacks didn't get their 40 acres and a mule like they were supposed to. They didn't get help. They didn't get anything. But neither did the Irish, neither did the Italians, neither did the Portuguese, neither did the Spanish, neither did the Serbian, or the Slavics. Yes, you are correct, but Come On Bunny is correct that a very racist part of American history was the 1980s war on drugs. If you're not familiar with this, in the 1980s, the war on drugs was like this. 5 crack rock, which, if you know anything about the drug trade, 5 crack rocks really is personal consumption. 5 crack rocks isn't distribution weight. If we're just being fucking authentic, you probably are looking to sell 2 of them, but 5 crack rock isn't an obscene amount of quantity. Blacks smoked crack. Whites did cocaine in powder form. In order for a white person to receive the same sentencing guidelines that a black person got, a black person was charged with a felony for 5 rocks. A white person doing cocaine would have to do a kilo. They'd have to have a kilo. Now, address the no business opportunity part. An Irish immigrant could start a successful business from nothing. Excuse me, no, they couldn't. No, they could not. The only place an Irish immigrant could start a business when they came over here was in the Irish neighborhood. There were literally signs in businesses that said, no Irish need apply. Irish people couldn't get money from banks. Irish people had to come together and build banks. The Irish did what the Irish do. They went to 3 places primarily: New York, Chicago, and Boston. Irish people had to carve out communities.
I'm gonna wake them up.
So this idea that Irish people, you can ask the Europeans in the chat. It wasn't until 1997. Listen to this number again. It wasn't until 1997 that the Republic of Ireland was even starting to be considered white in Europe. We're not talking 150 years ago. We're talking in my lifetime. Irish people in the Republic of Ireland were the minority of Europe because we were still actively in a terrorist war with Great Britain. Ireland did what it always does. We stopped our war. We stopped our terrorism. We finally had peace, finally dismantled the IRA once and for all. And what did we do in the last 30 years? We became their bankers. Now ask the European communities what their problem with the Irish are. We have all the banks. We realized we were far behind in manufacturing and technology and telecommunications. So what did we do? We created tax laws beneficial to European corporations so they'd put their headquarters in Ireland and bring jobs there so they route their money through us. That's what we did. So this idea that an Irish immigrant could start a successful business from nothing, they had equal to nothing as the black person did. If we're going to talk about American history, let's make sure that if we're going to do the who had it worse, when the Irish and the Chinese were digging tunnels through mountains, and there would be a cave-in, they didn't even try to save the survivors. They said, oh, well, that tunnel fucking collapsed. Just go to the one to the left. They never recovered their bodies. They fucking, Chinese and Irish people were caught in fucking cave-ins. They were considered less than people. If you're not aware of this, white and black was created because of the solidarity between the black slaves and the Irish indentured servants. During Bacon's rebellion, the Irish rebelled with the black slaves. And then the white landowners in the South were like, oh, holy shit, hold on. We got a problem here. Because if those white people are fighting with these black people, there's going to be more of them than we can handle. So we're going to create terms black and white. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of having blacks who are slaves and white indentured servants, right? And then free whites up here, this isn't going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to redraw the pyramid. And what we're going to do is we're going to put black slaves down here. We're going to put white indentured servants above them, and we're going to put free whites up here. And then we're going to convince these people that they have a path to get up here. And guess what happened? It broke that solidarity. Not because the Irish or the other indentured servants came over and they suddenly hated black people, but what they did is they created there's too much to lose. So I think we really have to be careful, right? We have to really, really, really be careful when we say the Irish had this opportunity that the blacks didn't. It took the Irish 100 plus years in America to take over 3 major cities. Because they lived in one ward. And then when they had enough votes in that ward to get the aldermen, then they moved right across the border. So in like a place like Chicago, so you have 6 wards on the south side of Chicago. Irish family moves in, Irish family moves in, Irish family moves in, Irish family moves in. Pretty soon, as the Irish families are moving in, all of a sudden, a day comes and they're like, okay, we got this on lock. Well, what they did is instead of bringing more people into that ward where they already had that alderman seat, they had them just go right across the street. Which is why the Irish neighborhood is always so fucking weird looking. So these guys will go right across the street to the church, to the bar, to the pub, right? And so they get this alderman, they get this alderman, they get this alderman. Oh, they got these many votes. Now they got sheriff. Eventually they get the mayorship. And once they get the mayorship, of course, Boston, Chicago, and New York, for a long period of time, Boston still is very Irish-centric. A big problem that I will admit to you, though, you're absolutely right, the blacks were stuck. The blacks, it was like, okay, slavery's over, you're supposed to get 40 acres and a mule, you're supposed to get away, and fuck, we're going to cancel that, and you're where you're at. I'm not denying that happened. But this idea that the Irish suddenly had ways to start businesses, Irish people couldn't get loans. They could get loans from the Irish banks that the Irish created. Let's see. Have I heard the Carmelo Anthony case just started? I was watching outside courtroom coverage and there was so much racist vitriol being spewed. Yeah, so... Let me grab this. I'm really disappointed in American media.
I'm gonna wake them up with this one.
Carmelo Anthony stand up. A 17-year-old student, team captain, and 2-job worker who defended himself in the rain at a Texas track meet on trial for first-degree murder. On the evening of April 2nd, 2025, Carmelo Anthony, a 17-year-old honors student, captain of his football and track teams, was sitting under a tent at a track meet. It was raining so heavily that officers could not take witness statements outside. Carmelo was seeking shelter. He was not the aggressor. Austin Metcalf and his twin brother approached him and confronted him. His own father stated publicly he was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it. He physically grabbed and pushed him to remove him from the tent. He defended himself. He walked directly to officers, hands open. He identified himself. He asked more than once whether he was going to be okay. He did not run. He did not resist. He cooperated fully. 6 things the state does not want amplified. He was an honor student. He was not the aggressor. The stand your ground law, there is no duty to retreat when confronted with unlawful force in a place you have a right to be. The family received death threats. This one's irrelevant. If Austin Metcalf died in the commission of an unlawful assault he initiated, Texas law raises a profound question. Who bears criminal accountability, the survivor or the aggressor? Stand your ground. A person is justified in using force against another when, to the degree the person reasonably believes force is immediately necessary to protect against the other use of unlawful force. Texas imposes no duty to retreat. This is one of those times that I say, even if you have a stand your ground law in your state, that doesn't mean you whip out big dick energy. Sometimes it's better to walk away. Who initiated? The witness present and Carmelo's father confirmed immediately after the incident that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. If death resulted from that aggression, an assault that Metcalf initiated, Texas law raises a profound question about criminal accountability. The law does not require the person who was attacked to be the one who stands trial. A man who defended himself, cooperated fully with police, had no prior record, and came from a family of integrity is charged with first-degree murder. He should have been released with thanks of the court. Stand your ground earlier means what it says, or it means the powerful need it to mean in any given moment. So this right here is a big problem that I have. Why no mention that he had a knife with him? Because you don't need it to. I think one of the things that we have, Carmelo Anthony murder trial and fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf. The murder trial of 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony began jury selection. He's accused of fatally stabbing Metcalf, a 17-year-old student athlete. Investigators say the two teens who attended different schools and did not know each other got into an altercation before Anthony allegedly stabbed Metcalf. Metcalf later died in the hospital and Anthony was arrested. Okay, so you notice here that they left that out. Now, very rarely will you ever find, oh, you can't see it. Very rarely will you ever see me around without one of these. I almost always have a lock blade with me. I have downgraded from a serrated knife to just a plain knife. On advice of my lawyer, a serrated knife could be interpreted differently. You also notice that specifically my knife is colored. It's not a mistake. My knife is not flat matte. I'm not in the military anymore. This is not a weapon, it is a tool. It is of the appropriate length for my state. It does not exceed the width of my palm, which is a stupid metric anyway, because I've met men whose palms are huge. They could put a fucking meat cleaver in there. The reason why I don't like my state is because I would prefer to carry a karambit, which would be about that much shorter. The karambit would only be about that much knife. I'm more familiar with a karambit. I prefer fighting with a karambit if I need to. But karambits are outlawed, period, as are switchblades and double-sided butterfly knives. I don't know why. I can have a double-sided sheath knife. I can have a double-sided lock blade, although you generally don't. The question is, why did you have a knife on school property? It brings up a really big problem. If you have, if you are in violation of a law, remember, a self-defense defense is a affirmative defense. Yeah, if an affirmative defense, which is self-defense is an affirmative defense, requires you to be acting lawfully. Your weapon of choice are brass knuckles. Come on, buddy. My weapon of choice, if it was legal, would be a scuba diver's knife, because it's brass knuckles, a rounded piece on the pommel, and then a long blade. But yeah, those are illegal too. What is the point of out of law knives? A knife is a knife. The thing about certain types of knives is certain types of knives are more deadly. For example, if you have a switchblade and you've configured your Switchblade properly, I can put it up against you. I can press the button and it will eject into your body, which is why Switchblades, the ones that pop from the top, not come out the side, the ones that are pop tops are dangerous because I could stab you and then no one would see the knife come out, because literally just put it up against you, pop, and then let go, and then the knife will retract in, and then you fall over and nobody sees. Triangle blades, for example, you can't suture, you can't stop the bleeding from a triangular entry wound. But it's like I've always said, right? It's the joke that I make in my state. I can put this on my belt. I can carry this on my belt. A karambit is illegal, but that is legal. If I get this into your torso, you're fucking dead. Because one twist and you have a 4-inch circular hole in you. That's why I don't like stupid laws. I really do not. Stupid laws are stupid. I think it's very important that we bring up that this young man had a knife, because then I want to track back, why did he have a knife? He shouldn't have had a knife on school property. Can't have an affirmative defense if you are already a criminal. Do I think there will be an issue? There are no black jurors for the Carmelo Anthony case. This is a great question. So the Constitution entitles you to a trial by jury of your peers. The problem is not necessarily in Carmelo Anthony's case, but who are his peers? I'm going to use me for an example. Okay, first of all, I'm white. Second of all, I'm male. Third of all, I'm a vet. Fourth, I'm a specific type of vet. I'm a disabled vet, right? I have a master's degree and I'm neurodivergent. I'm 46 years old. So wouldn't a jury of my peers be individuals who are between the ages of 36 and 55, who are white male veterans, whether or not they're disabled or not, is, you know, who have a graduate degree and who are autistic? How can I expect to get a fair trial, a fair judgment by people who don't interpret the world the same way I do? I think that there should have been, yeah, it should be. You're right. It absolutely should be. I think the fact that there are no black jurors on his trial is, yeah, a jury of your peers just mean people in your county. They're presumed as non-biased as possible. Right, but again, but that would also be a biased jury. Right, but it says of your peers. People use the phrase PTSD as a joke. People use the phrase, I got PTSD from the homework that I was given. The problem is you don't have PTSD from homework. You can't have PTSD from homework. It is literally impossible for you to have PTSD from a homework assignment. How do I know? Because PTSD requires a very specific sentinel event for criterion A. You could have all of the criterion B through H, I think now is what we have, but because you don't have the sentinel event, you cannot be diagnosed with PTSD. How is peers defined in the law, though? Well, that's the problem. Why did you copy Alex Karp's hairstyle? I didn't copy anybody's hairstyle. I don't even know who Alex Karp is. Who the hell is Alex Karp? Oh, the CEO of Plantair Technologies? I didn't copy his hairstyle. By an impartial jury of state and district. Isn't that up to the Supreme Court and what Supreme Court's judge? No. It's up to the Sixth Amendment. So, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall have the right to a speedy public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district from which the crime shall have been committed. Which is why in the TV show Yellowstone, you have the train station. And it's an actual legal phenomenon. There is a section of Montana where there is no, the county doesn't belong to the state. So there's technically, if you kill somebody in this sliver of spot, there's no way for them to impanel a jury because they can't meet your Sixth Amendment burden. So it means just a peer of your equal, meaning that you're entitled to a jury of people equal rights to you. We all have equal rights. Right. Speedy trial. As I've talked on the show, speedy trial is after you request a trial date. There is a philosophy where this is what my mentor taught me. The worse the accusation, the less you want to push for a trial date. And I never understood that. It should be like that, but the Supreme Court interprets constitutional and judicial review. They play a central role. Right, but to my knowledge, they've never had a ruling on interpretation of the Sixth Amendment as far as peers. They may have. I'm not aware of one. One of the things that Bernie taught me was you have somebody who's charged with murder. Memory fades as time goes on. So, the longer it takes the prosecution to bring the case, witnesses disappear, witnesses move, they don't leave a forwarding phone number, they move more than 100 miles away, so they can't be subpoenaed, they can't be compelled to return, evidence goes missing. Sometimes when your client is charged with a capital offense, if they're out on bail, fuck them. Let the prosecution take as long as they want getting ready for their court date. Because all they have to do is lose one piece of evidence. All it takes is for one new cop to pick up, the piece of evidence and put it in the wrong box, and that box gets shipped off to storage, and they have no idea what happened. All it takes is for, the guy that did the fingerprint analysis to get fired from the lab for fucking up something else. Well, now congratulations. If you had pushed for a speedy trial, your client got accused in January, you pushed for a speedy trial, you had the trial in July. Well, in August, the guy that did the fingerprint analysis got fired. Well, now, not only can they not introduce the fingerprint analysis, you automatically, no matter how they try to bring that fingerprint in, you get to bring up, hey, what happened to the guy that originally did this analysis? Your Honor, we'd like, this report is signed by a Bob Smith. They have facts not in evidence. Well, the fingerprint analysis, objection, facts not in evidence. They haven't produced Bob Smith who did this. Chain of evidence, chain of custody. Well, we're submitting the report. Objection. They can't submit the report because there's the person who signed it isn't here. That's That's what Bernie taught me. He's like, fuck him. You don't know if Bob could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Let me see. So this is what Cornell Law School says. A person's peer is someone who is equal to the person generally of similar age, social status, or the like. Peer can also refer to someone in the same profession as another person. In legal context, peer often refers to anyone who is an adult citizen, such as a jury's one peers. Generally, a jury of one peers is a random selection of other citizens from a similar geographic location. These individuals do not necessarily share traits similar to a defendant's. As such, there is no guarantee that they will hear a defendant's case be the same age, race, socioeconomic background, or gender. These traits alone cannot disqualify someone from serving as a juror. Well, they should. In some cases. They should. Not in all cases. One of the reasons why Cadillac even took off is because they were one of the first companies to be willing to sell and risk payments to Black and Irish historically during the Depression. Of course, Black culture made this way more popular as the Cadillac is still popular in Black media. But so many people forgot about the Irish population who also kept them afloat during the Depression. That is true. So at that point, it's up to the defense or prosecution to determine if those jurors are biased or not for the trial and to select from there. So if they got no white jury members at that point, it's also part of the defense's fault, as they got to pick from 6 of the jury members. You're right. That's the problem. I think what we need to, I think what we have this automatic, I don't know if you remember, let me see if I can pull up his video. I'm gonna play this.
Racial shit. Lot of racial shit was the big thing. OJ was big. That's right. Black people too happy, white people too mad. White people are like, bam, this is. I ain't seen white people that mad since they canceled MASH. Black people way too happy. Like, hey, we won! We won! Yeah, we won! What the f did we win? Every day I look in the mailbox for my OJ prize, nothing. Nothing. And ooh, it's all about race. That shit wasn't about race. That shit was about fame. Because if OJ wasn't famous, he'd be in jail right now. If OJ drove a bus, if OJ drove a bus, he wouldn't even be OJ. He'd be Orenthal, the bus driving murderer. And everybody, oh, the jury's so stupid. Out of here, man. They're so stupid. How could they not? White people would have done the exact same, okay? The exact same. Because if that was Jerry Seinfeld, charged with double murder, and the only person that found the glove just happened to be in the Nation of Islam.
See, and this is the problem. Over my years of being alive, there's been people that have been mad about shit that aren't mad about it. Now, I'm not saying my aunt was a bad person. My aunt was a good person. My aunt was the oldest of their siblings. My mom died first. My mom died just before she turned 40, which is why I'm kind of freaking out a little bit with all these test results. The doctors are kind of freaking out too because they're like, small cell cancer runs in my family, and that shit, there's really no way to fight it. If you have small cell cancer, you're fucked. Like, I told everybody, if I have small cell cancer, I won't be around for another year. This shit'll go quick. But my aunt, I went to see her last January. But while I'm there, she goes on this fucking racist rant. And I'm getting pissed, right? I'm getting fucking pissed. She's going off about Mexicans. And I'm getting more and more and more pissed. I'm driving with her. So it's not like I can get out of the car. I'm like 30 miles from my car. I'm getting more and more pissed. She's driving because we're picking up her grandchild. we get to a red light and she's still going outside. I was like, you need to shut the fuck up about immigrants and just drive the fucking car. And she kind of looks over from the driver's seat. She's like, well, what's your problem? My wife is Mexican. I think the only thing in that situation that could have made my aunt any worse is if I had looked at her and said my wife is black. My aunt didn't talk to me for like the next 10 miles. Like, what the fuck are you mad about? You're not married to her? So we pick up her granddaughter. We're driving back. She's like, so your kids? Yeah. If my wife is Mexican, that makes my kids half Irish, half Mexican. So my aunt is like, you know, he's going on and on and on. And I'm just like, I get why you don't like some black people. Your house has been broken into, your car has been broken into, the store has been broken into. Look, I get it. I get it, but you're judging a whole group of people based on some isolated incidents. My kids have never broken into your house. My kids have never broken into your car. She's like, oh, well, I wouldn't expect your kids to do it. Yeah, the fuck you would, because we just spent 30 fucking miles of you talking shit about Mexicans. Like, you're a fucking racist. Married for how many years, and all of a sudden she realized, oh, that's because I was estranged from that side of the family for the whole time I was married. Because of their fucking racism when I was a kid. The more that side of the family, the more alcohol you put in them, the more racist they got. There are people with black fatigue even though they have no negative experience with black people. They literally have black fatigue because they choose to watch videos all day of black people being racist. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm going to say this. Help me out here because my brain's a little Swiss cheese. The Jeffersons and 227, right? Me personally, I grew up on the Jeffersons, 227, Archie Bunker, the Golden Girls. Look, Archie Bunker, what was the the guy? Oh shit. The show, I think it was hold on. Good Times. No. What was the show? Sanford and Son. That's it. Sanford and Son. I think this is why I grew up as a white kid in a Irish neighborhood that turned out to be racist as fuck. Because Sanford and Son, Good Times, 227, Different Strokes, What's Happening, right? I saw all walks of life of people. Now, I'm gonna come on, Bunny. I'm gonna ask you a question. Come on, Bunny. What the fuck is with spaghetti and catfish? What the fuck is with spaghetti and catfish? Help me out. I don't understand. Is that just a Southern thing? What the fuck is with spaghetti and catfish? Spaghetti and catfish. I'm asking, come on, Bunny, specifically. No idea, like catfish and spaghetti, isn't it? Right, but together. Like, I'd never heard of this combination, but apparently, because my daughter's boyfriend is black, and apparently spaghetti and catfish is like a big deal from where he's from. Alabama, Mississippi. I don't know him well enough to know where his family's from. But when we were eating down at Disney, and she said, I've never had catfish and spaghetti. Louisiana thing, maybe. Shrimp and grits, I get. Honestly, I don't know if it's a thing, and that's why I'm asking a person, like, I'm not gonna go ask another white person. I know enough of those. I'm gonna ask somebody who's been on my show for like 77 streams if spaghetti and catfish is a thing or a family thing. Because I don't want to be insensitive and say, what the fuck's wrong with your family? No, it's spaghetti and catfish together. Like, this is the first time I've heard catfish with spaghetti. Okay, it's not a normal thing. Okay, so now I know it might be a family thing. Because when she said that, my daughter said that to me, she's like, oh yeah, they're having spaghetti and catfish again. And I'm like, together? Like, and somebody said spaghetti and milk. I can tell you why spaghetti and milk. See, I didn't know you were black. So you've never heard of it. So it must be a family thing. It must be a specific family thing, which because then I'm going to ask specifically, how the fuck did we get to spaghetti and catfish? But the reason why I ask is I don't want to look like a fucking jackass. Like, I'm not trying. Is it a normal thing? Hold on. Is spaghetti and catfish a common thing? You're black. Fried catfish and spaghetti is a classic pairing. Born in the deep south and popularized in Midwestern soul food. Wow, okay. Mississippi. That's interesting. I like spaghetti. Is it a southern? See, I don't know. I don't want to look like a jackass. And by the way, that's not called racism. Racism would be like, hey guys, what's up with chicken and watermelon? That'd be fucking racist because we all know that shit's racist. But spaghetti and catfish, yeah, this is called curiosity. But like, because if you said to me, Jay, what's with Irish people and potatoes, I could explain that. Yeah, chicken and watermelon does slap. You know what else slaps really well? Chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles is fucking amazing. I made a mistake once. It was a funny mistake. I saw a chicken and waffle sign. I was driving in the South. I was driving back home. I was kind of hungry. I saw a sign, chicken and waffles. I pulled over. I walked in. I sat down. As I walked in, lady said, sit down anywhere you want. I sat down. I look around. I'm like the robber in RoboCop where everyone's looking at him. I'm in Alabama at a chicken and waffle place, and I'm the only white dude in the whole place. I'm looking around. Everyone's kind of like looking at me. I was like, hi. Like, I like chicken and I like waffles. Like, what the fuck? Getting educated is never racist, even if the question is, yeah, if you don't know something legitimately, you need to know. Right. I think that's our problem. I started off the show today saying everybody is so worried about being politically correct. Like, I don't particularly like soul food. Why don't I like soul food? Because I've never had the opportunity to experience it in a safe environment. What do I mean by a safe environment? I don't mean like physical safe. I mean nutritionally safe. Like when you introduce a little kid to new food, right? You have a bunch of stuff the little kid is going to eat, and you ask that you put a little bit of something on their plate. Like if I said to you guys, yeah, come on over to the house. I'm going to serve kugula. You'd be like, what the fuck is that? So I would be like, dude, it's kugula. You don't know what kugula is? It's a casserole. It's basically potato casserole. It's just a pound of bacon, an onion, 5 potatoes, flour, milk, eggs. It's a casserole. It's a potato casserole. The Lithuanians made it. Being an Irish guy, I didn't like the fact there was a nationality of people who made a fucking delicious potato dish that we didn't have a version of. I was like, what the fuck is this? It is fire. If you get a place that can make good kugula, it's absolutely amazing. You know what's even better? It reheats like a charm. See, I think the problem is we're afraid to do cultural exchange stuff anymore because we're afraid of being racist. We're afraid of appearing racist, coming off as racist. Look, fuck. My experience reminds you had a child. Your grandmother took you to a barbecue place and they took a long time to serve us, but other people white ordered and got served. When I grew up, I understand there was a form of racism. If they don't want you there, they don't serve you or they give you your food cold. I do agree with you. I've seen that shit happen. I've seen that nonsense happen. I just recently encountered that. I'm trying to think of where. It's written down. Sorry, my memory is going. But I went in a place. A black person came in behind me. Store owner talked to me right away. Didn't talk to the person behind me. I got to check my notes because I wrote it down. My mind is starting to go a little bit. I don't tolerate that shit. I don't tolerate that at all. If you're going to be polite to me, be polite to everybody that walks in. But if you're white and you're saying nice to me, do they eat the catfish with spaghetti with garlic bread? Yes. So apparently some people have heard of this and some people haven't. That's okay. But now I know it's not like a family thing. That honestly sounds pretty good. Maybe. I'm not a big fan of catfish. I find it too chewy. Yeah, if you like catfish. Exclusive video obtained by CNN shows extensive damage on the USS Gerald Ford after the ship's fire control system failed.
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but what Rizzy helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
What the fuck? That's pretty fucking bad. That's like really fucking bad. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of fucking damage. The ship's fire suppression system failed to work. There was, if we believe what we were told, there was a fire in the laundry room that spread because, and again, I'm not former Navy, but my understanding is there are multiple laundry rooms near the berthings so that they're not hauling all over the boat ship with their dirty laundry. But yeah. We have dry docks available for the carriers. It took the crew 30 hours to put out the fire. 600 sailors lost access to their bunks. It shouldn't have gotten that bad. The fire suppression system built into the ship should have put it out. Everyone, me included, helped put the fire out. Laundry and dryer-based fire. The crew handled it well. They fought it brilliantly and courageously, and basically were back in the fight within a matter of days. What company makes the ships? That is a great question. The Ford was built by Huntington Ingalls Industry. Yeah, the Ford's one of the newer ones. But what's really shocking to me is anybody in the military will tell you, like, safety equipment is checked, rechecked, checked again. If you've ever seen one of the fucking pictures of when idiots in the Air Force have activated the halon suppression system, the Halon fire suppression systems in a hangar, it's because somebody was checking something and it went off and filled up a whole hangar. Let me just tell you this. I got a call about firefighting foam in a hangar, and I said politely, I'm hanging up now because I am not it. Nope. Not my fucking circus, not my monkeys. Call back. We're gonna need, nope. You are not gonna need my help with this one. You are gonna call me when all the firefighting foam is dealt with. Then I will get involved. I will not get involved before then. Stop fucking calling. I'm not helping. No, my name is not going to be on another one of these reports. Probably why I'm getting all these phone calls to begin with.
Everyone uploading PDFs to Claude is basically wasting their tokens, and Microsoft had a free solution to this for months. Every time you upload a PDF, Claude has to process the entire thing. The formatting, the broken tables, the images, and all the extra junk inside the file. Each PDF page can consume between 1,500 to 3,000 tokens, so a 20-page document burns through up to 70,000 tokens before you even ask your first question. The fix is simple. It's called MarketTown, a free Microsoft tool with over 100 to 10,000 stars on GitHub. It takes any file, be it PDFs, Word docs, Excel sheets, PowerPoints, or even YouTube videos, and converts them into clean MarketTown text. This drops your token usage by up to 70%. And Claude gives better answers because it was trained on millions of MarketTown documents and understands the format natively. Plus, MarketTown comes with an MCP server, meaning when you connect it to Claude Desktop, automatically converts every file you upload to a .md file.
There you go. That's kind of an important one. We I think AI language learning models are a scam. And I think they're a scam because what is happening is you're buying X number of tokens a month, and then they deliberately have the setup where it uses more tokens than is necessary. But it is what it is. All of our carriers are nuclear-powered carriers now, and the majority of our submarines are. I'm going to say the majority because we have other submarines, and I don't speak Navy, so I don't know what they're used for. But I do know that we have a couple of diesel submarines still in the Navy, but I don't know if they're coded for active combat or if they're for basically the same scenario that you saw in Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer. We do that shit in the Air Force. We have MiGs, we have other types of jets that we've acquired, and we use them for weird scenarios like, could a low-tech fighter do this? Could a low-tech fighter do that? One of the interesting things is the more and more reliant on technology we get, technology can be so low that it passes through safeguards. Oh my god. Okay, the screw worm thing. So I'm just getting, training in more game scenarios, right? Governor Abbott just issued a new statewide disaster declaration on the screw worm. He also issued a scathing indictment of the current NWS effort, saying the scale in which we are operating is inept. The scope of which we're operating is inept. It's going to be extraordinarily difficult to get through this. This is true. We've almost reached a point of no return because of the USDA failing to act in a timely manner. It's time for President Trump to issue a national emergency as the likelihood of this spreading outside Texas increases rapidly by day. So, remember when I said right at the height of Doge, and I was looking at all the things that Elon Musk was cutting, and I said, Elon Musk doesn't know what the fuck he's doing because he doesn't understand the ramifications of certain programs, because $1 million spent in prevention saves $1 billion in cure. Well, this is one of those things. This is one of those spots, places, etc. You cut the USDA inspection services by 25%. And now we have a screw fly infestation. Beef is already expensive enough, and now the supply of beef is going to go down. We have got to get people in our government that actually understand how shit works. The problem is, people like Elon operate in a very corporate mindset. What's the corporate mindset? Keep the average daily balance of the bank account as high as possible today, and we'll worry about tomorrow's problem tomorrow. Well, this is the problem we have with just do something and no one will hold you accountable. That's how shit works now in the government. Right. Exactly. Like, little story. What is this? Oh, yeah. So, a long time ago in a land far away, I can't give you all the details because part of this is still potentially embarrassing for the United States. But a long time ago in a land far away, I was having a shoulder surgery, and then I was PCSing. So I had a shoulder surgery, 21 days of convalescent leave, 10 days of house hunting. So I was gone from the office for a total of 31 straight days. Something happened on the day before my surgery. I typed it up, I wrote it up, I posted it on my door, I posted it on my desk, I posted it on my monitor, I left copies in everybody's work file, right? I sent a copy to the call-in center, I sent a copy to the commander. I literally gave every fucking person that needed a copy of the what's happening, the way ahead, and a whole series of if this, then that. If this, then that. So it's like, do this. It's like one of those old fucking choose your adventure books. Do this test. If the result is this, go to this page. If the result is that, go to this page. If the result is neither this nor that, go to this page. 4 weeks later, I get back to work and they're like, we thought you were coming back weeks ago. 21 days recovery, post-op, 10 days house hunting. Don't know why you would think that I would be here sooner. Well, we've had a problem since you left. No, you didn't. What do you mean? You didn't call me. We've been emailing you. You've been emailing me. Where? Your government email. He has my iPhone. Why does he have your iPhone? Because when you're out of the office for convalescent leave on painkillers, you can't have your BlackBerry or your iPhone. You give it to the next person in the line. I gave it to somebody lateral to me who oversees you guys when I'm not here. This is a government operation if ever I saw one. They let the problem fester for 31 days. Yeah, I would have been better off. I would have been better off fucking playing the Benny Hill theme. Despite some bogus grants, lots of government is like this cartoon. I bet this small team would find a line item for screw room sterilization and delete it, not knowing that they just devastated American farming. Yeah. All modern digital infrastructure, a project some from random person in Nebraska has been thanklessly maintaining since 2003. Yep. This is about the size of it. This is the piece right here that Elon Musk doesn't understand. He sees $250,000 a year to maintain this. He doesn't understand the severity of it, so he orders this cut, and then the whole thing topples over. Why? Because you didn't understand it thoroughly, so you shouldn't be suggesting cuts to it. this is where Donald Trump is comparing fucking painting a fucking reflective pool to building a skyscraper. Is this guy fucking serious? First of all, painting a fucking reflective pool is a hell of a lot easier than building a skyscraper. If you're building a skyscraper in the same amount of time as you're painting a pool, I'm not going in that skyscraper. Our government is worse than Bethesda, Blizzard, all of them. They're manufacturing the problems so they can sell the solutions. Look, folks, I'm very adamant about this. Our whole fucking society is about to collapse. And I'm not joking. America is about to collapse. Ground beef is pushing what? Ground beef is pushing $12 a pound in some places. What do you think is going to happen to the price of ground beef if we have to start slaughtering whole herd of cattle because of screw flies? It's real simple. It's like that old joke. Eat more chicken until we have another avian flu and we have to butcher and we have to kill a bunch of chickens. That's why beef is so expensive. Yeah, beef is expensive. Well, beef is expensive right now for two reasons. Number one, we put a tariff on Australian beef. Australia was sending us a quantity of beef every year. And Donald Trump, so here's Australia, and here's the US. And the US cannot send beef to Australia because we don't do the testing that Australia requires for imported beef. Donald Trump in retaliation, Australia, I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head, so what I'm going to say is Australia produces every year 5 units of beef. They only require 4 units of beef. They were shipping 1 unit of beef. I think it's 1 million pounds, whatever it is. They were shipping that here. Well, then Donald Trump put a tariff on it. Part of Australia's response was, okay, you guys pay the tariff. It doesn't matter to us. But the other part of their answer was, well, fuck you then. If this is how you're going to treat us and randomly tariff our beef, which is surplus to us, we don't fucking need it. We're going to sell that beef to other countries. And other countries were more than happy to buy it from Australia. So number one, you're throwing a fucking temper tantrum that Australia doesn't import the beef. Australia doesn't need to import the beef. They only need 4 units of beef a year. They produce 5. That's what a protective tariff does. We don't produce all the beef we need. We need to import beef. You don't put a tariff on shit you need to import. Anybody who's taken basically economics 201, global supply chains, understands, yeah, we get a ton of beef from South America too. This man's going to collapse the world economy. Because when the richest country in the world, when the densest consumer country in the world has to pay more in tariffs, it means they have less money to spend on products altogether. Yeah, it reminds me of when the US asked Denmark if we could send them eggs while putting tariffs on it and threatening to invade England or Greenland. It's like, this is the situation where, what the situation we're in right now is, I'm out mowing my lawn, and I see my neighbor mowing their lawn, and I see my neighbor's lawnmower blow up. I see it kick out the black smoke, and it dies. So I finish mowing my lawn, put my lawnmower away, sweep up my grass, go in the house, change into a dry shirt, pour myself a big old cup of lemonade, and then when my doorbell rings, my neighbor's like, hey, can I borrow your lawnmower? No. Why? Because you're the asshole who called fucking law enforcement on me, which is why I was out here doing it. So no, fuck off. Well, my lawnmower broke. Sounds like a you problem. If you cause shit for me, and now you have a problem, why am I going to help you? On the flip side of that, I had a very nice, I had a very, very wonderful neighbor. Was always nice to me. Was always kind. I noticed his lawn was getting a little long, and I saw the code enforcement people out. So I was mowing my lawn one day, and I didn't have a very big lawn. He didn't have a very big front yard. So the day that I did my yard, I did my whole yard, and I knocked out his front yard for him. Cleaned it up, edged it real nice. Not like great, but swept up all the grass. I saw code enforcement out there a couple of days later, and he fucked off. I looked in the guy's backyard. His backyard was getting kind of long. I said, I don't know what's going on with the guy. I'll just bang out the backyard for him. I banged out the backyard for him. 2 more weeks go by. He's not back. I haven't seen him. Mail is starting to overflow. I called the post office. I said, hey, this guy's got mail all over the place. Can you send somebody out to deal with it? And they did. They came, they collected all his mail, put the little card, your mail service has been suspended. We have nowhere to put it. And I mowed his lawn again. Like, my next day off, I see the guy. I see him out there. It's like, hey, is everything okay? Code enforcement was out here. I mowed your lawn for you. I told him to fuck off. Your mail is at the post office. He's like, oh yeah, thanks. I got called in for work. I never got to come home. I was off traveling. It's like, okay. He's like, we can just start bullshitting talking. He had a T1 line in his house. He was he worked at Fermilab. He knew I was a gamer. Our houses were 10 feet apart. 5, my window, 5 to the property line, his window, 5 to the property line. Every time he was going to be gone for any length of time, he'd let me run a cat cable into his router. Holy shit, can get all your downloads done really fast. It just being nice, just being a nice human being could make the world a better place. You never become you become a billionaire by doing all the unethical things. Yeah, you become a billionaire by doing all the unethical things, all the mean things, all the bullshit things. Speaking of all the mean things, all the bullshit things, I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I love the show. But, yeah, I'll show that the next time I talk about immigration. That's a good scene. I'm going to try to be on for some gaming tomorrow. I can't promise. I am fairly sick with being off my meds. I have to be off my meds. I have pulmonology and a CT on Monday. Hopefully they can figure out what the hell's wrong with me. Until then, go do something good in the world. Go be the positive change in the world. Whether that's going to the strip club and giving charity an extra $10 or finding something to do. Try to do one good thing this weekend that makes the world a better place.
I wonder if the
Apparently the organic meat sack hit the mouse.
I wonder if the organic meat sack that runs this channel knows a lot of these sponsors don't sponsor us anymore.
They were longtime sponsors. The credits are fine.
Do we get paid? Is any of this sponsorship money for Gail, Daisy, the Chaos Fund?